Oh god, the hamsters are working again. Right, okay, there we are. Right, I've put it in right now. I can actually hear myself. Hopefully you guys can hear me, although I'm not quite sure if there's a bit of a delay. We'll find out. But hello, good evening. Welcome to another Streamstructor. Yes, it's that time of the month again. I am not a one-man bank this time. The reason I say one-man bank is last time I put one-man bank instead of one-man ban when I was typing up the YouTube comment to introduce myself. So, but there we are. I do have others with me today. I have two. Today I have the lovely Jazz is with me today.
Oh, yes, you'll be a three-man bank.
Yes, a three-man bank. Yeah. Oh, right. Okay, I'm not quite sure if I want to go down that route right this moment. But there, yeah. And a man who I've not spoken to on a stream for a few months, he's finally back, is Arthur.
Yay!
Thank you. Oh, precious internet, I have returned.
Now, I'm hoping that with this being multiple stuff, when I click the multi-screen, it's not just me showing up, everybody shows up. But it may not happen. Hold on a minute.
Find out. Technology.
Don't worry, you'll be disembodied voices if it doesn't work. I'm not too concerned, but it'd be nice to have everything working. So it worked a couple of times
Yeah, we've
ago.
had such fun backgrounds, and like we've had a lot of planning. I put this lipstick on. I mean,
I know.
like, a lot of things happening.
I put a baseball cap on so that
Yeah,
my
you see?
messy hair. See, all
You
this
see?
effort.
What effort,
All this
like-
effort and it isn't working. Typical. I know.
right? Well, imagine we look delightful, obviously, because we do. So just really work on that, and then I guess we'll go with what we've got.
I will get this sorted at some point today. It was working earlier on when I tested it, and now it's decided it doesn't want to know. Typical.
Likely story, Barry. Likely story.
Of course, it's a likely story. I always have likely stories. That's the downside. Anyway, how are you two? Anyway,
Good.
Yeah.
We were complaining about the weather earlier, but I'm not sure if that's super exciting. But
That's a bit the highlight of my current life. It's just it is far too warm, and even my fan on speed 2 is not cool enough.
yeah.
yeah.
And who knew those fans again? I'm gonna go back there. But maybe I need to buy a fan. It's definitely too warm. My cat won't sleep on me anymore, which is kind of sad. So she sleeps next to me in the bed, but she's like, "Mum, we're too warm," and I'm like, "You're not wrong, but I miss you." So that's really my life. So it's mostly cat related. I'm that woman, and that's fine. I don't mind that. But yeah,
Quite right too.
not bad. I'm happy for the rain. The storm was nice. I miss thunderstorms.
Mhm.
You don't really get as many. I'm from Melbourne, and we're like a big thunderstorm place. It's kind of
Yeah.
stunning, and I miss that, which is weird.
Yeah, I bet you missed that. I'm really. I think that things aren't working 100% tonight. I have restarted the machine. I think it's just more the settings of the tools I'm using more than the computer. But there we are. So you might see a couple of hamster
We'll see.
wheel technical issues, but it should be okay. It's
see
come
how we
through
go.
now. There we are.
How are you, Barrett? How's your week?
My week's been my month's been actually quite interesting. It's nice to have people back with me again because it was getting a little. It was good to have a short one, but it didn't feel right without you guys. To be fair,
Aww.
I'm so used to having people with me on the live streams. So I'm pleased you're both here. But as you noticed on the screen here, there's also Facebook now. So we're live on Facebook Live through the Deanstructor
good.
Facebook as well as YouTube. So that worked quite
exciting.
well last month. Now there's apparently there was 4. It's probably 3 now. So I know who the 3 are. Hi guys, but because it's you 3, us 3. But there we are.
It's not me. I'm not on it.
Oh, we do have a new viewer. Well, whoever else is watching, please come and say hello because it'd be nice to see who you are. Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely. But
Come.
yeah,
join in the
no,
chat.
it's been interesting. I mean, I've just come back from an overnight stay in a hotel for the first time since lockdown.
Ooh la la.
Yeah,
Sunday's having some good, relaxing times.
it was relaxing times. Today, I would like to wish happy anniversary to my parents, my mum and dad. They celebrate their 40th wedding anniversary today.
Wow. That's a long time, isn't it?
It is a long time, and it's
Wild.
it's a rarity for various factors in the modern day.
Yes.
I don't know many people who actually manage to get that far through normal marriage purposes nowadays.
It seems harder.
It is harder, and I'm not gonna dispute that. It is harder.
It's a different time for them, a different generation. Things were different. I'm happy for them, but it definitely doesn't feel like a thing that can happen anymore. That sounds terrible, but like it doesn't feel like a 40-year marriage is like things that will happen from now on, if that makes sense. Maybe that sounds too depressing. You know what I mean? Like it's...
You're absolutely right. I think logistically for me, it's not going to happen. I mean, I'm nearly 40, so 40-year marriage is possible, but I don't think it will happen, to be fair. So it's interesting having that.
Yeah.
So
I think it's a generational thing. I don't think it's like a person. Like I don't think it's like just you, Barry. I think like a lot of people aren't gonna have that. Or like people don't get married for. I guess divorce is a different vibe now as well. Like it's not as much of a dirty word, Like it's kind of can be more amicable. But I mean, 40 years is very impressive. So yeah, congratulations.
It is very impressive. I love it. I love the fact that they're there and they still. My dad dotes on my mum. Sorry,
I like that.
I'm just trying to set things up for the disembodied voices
No.
section. My dad,
like
my dad dotes on my mum.
That's cute.
So he ended up paying for the meal and the breakfast. We ended up paying for the hotels, and they got married in Lanark, in Lanarkshire, and because my mum comes from Lanark, and that's where they started basically. And then they had the reception in a hotel called the Popinjay, which is on the Clydeside. So we decided for the 40th anniversary we'll go to the Clydeside.
Oh,
That's really nice. This is so sweet.
So we went for the meal there. My sister and her partner came along. We had a good time and good laugh, although it maybe wasn't as good as I thought it would be for the basis of what do we call it? What can I call it? COVID?
Oh, I've heard of that. I've heard of that one.
Yeah.
Some sort of pandemic? Is that it?
Pandemic? What's that? Yeah.
Something like that. Who knows?
I know, that's such a sarcastic comment out 18 months down the line, but yeah. Right, I'm going to try the disembodied voices. At the moment, I've got the lovely Jazz here, so hopefully this works. It should work with active speaking. Hopefully it's not going to double back. We'll just see if it echoes. I will sort it, but hopefully that's fine.
Time will tell.
Yes, it's echoing. Typical. Hang on a minute.
okay. Is it OBS you're using?
No,
I was
it's
going to
not.
come fix it.
If it was OBS, I'm going to walk right through it, no problems.
I don't even know what those letters mean.
There we are. I turned it off. There we are. So you two are now, when you talk, you should show up. So that's yay. There we are.
Yay!
Ah, cool. You muted the source, but
Yeah.
kept us on the other source, on your main source. Cool. Sweet.
There we are. So we can now speak to each other like a normal, more or less like a normal conversation.
Wait, what was happening before that?
What was happening before that? We tried this about a year ago. I think it was a year ago. This I think it was July last year. We tried this.
Yeah, it was. Me, you, and Fraser. Oh Lord, that was I know, yeah. that was a kerfuffle. The hamsters and the gremlins were just not wanting to cooperate.
Yes. Well, the only hamsters I have nowadays is my fingers. There's nothing else. But yeah, for months the joke became hamsters. It really did. As you know, technical issues are there. But you were there for the first one we did with this kind of disembodied voices thing, like Jazz. You were commenting with Sid and everything.
Yeah, I was there. It was nice. I miss Sid. Now that Fraser has a girlfriend, I feel like there's going to be less Sid in our lives, you know? It was kind of a sad point for him.
Maybe just a little bit of a sad point, possibly. I don't know.
I'm speaking that right to him, so that's fine. I'm pleased with that.
If he's on this chat, he'll make a comment in a minute. But
I'm sure he will.
I'm sure he will. But going back to the hotel thing very quickly, sorry.
Yes,
So yeah, we had the meal. The meal was okay. It's a bit. You had to wear a mask when you weren't at the table. Usual rules have been indoors.
That's how we live now.
And we thought, okay, no problem. They surely have a hotel bar that you can order to the room and things like that. No, 10 o'clock. So it kind of went a bit.
So yeah, I think that's the licensing over all of Glasgow now. So I think it's because it gets 10 p.m. for everything. Because we were out. Speaking of Fraser, actually, we were out the other day. Fraser and Jamie and Siobhan and I, and it was amazing how you forget, because like obviously if you're out a lot, which obviously no one is, and then they were like last call, and I'm like, what? It is it's 9:45. What do you mean last call? It was very odd, and you do forget, because like even when I've been out, I've not been like out till close, you know, like, so it still feels odd to, like, I don't know, not be at Sleazy's till 3 a.m. Like, what is happening? It's odd. I don't know. It's odd.
It's a little strange at the moment, and it's going to take some getting used to get back into it once we do become more sociable. I've kind of kept away from being too sociable the past month or so. One, because I couldn't afford it, because I knew this was coming up with my hotel stay. And two, just in general, just trying to get back into and getting out of this anxiety factor, because obviously being so isolated for so long, everybody's the same, I think.
I think so. I don't know. I didn't really notice it till I kind of did a lot of stuff, and then I was like, why am I exhausted? Like, also, like, seeing like 2 people in a day wipes me now. Like, I can't. Doing 2 activities in one day is too many things for me now. Yeah. It's interesting.
So it's interesting going to the hotel. I know, it's all right. This is what we do. We diverse, ladies and gentlemen, as you probably know. I know.
Lovely chat.
Diverge, yeah. And Arthur's just sitting there going, "Oh, just keep quiet while you two talk. It's fine." Yeah.
Hey, this is my normality. This is me. I chime in when I have a funny fact or a contribution, but these are all taking my points, so it's fine.
Oh.
Don't be daft.
Stolen your points? Wow. So accusatory so early on.
Oh my God! Do not talk to me about being accusatory, lad.
The only downside of the hotel in the
Yeah.
Popinjay was that the windows had to be shut because they're older sash windows. It's an older building, and they don't have air conditioning.
Oh, so it's hot.
So it was quite muggy, and obviously it's been very muggy the past few days, as we all know.
No good.
If you hear a flash of thunder, it's because I've got the windows open for obvious reasons, ladies and gentlemen.
Flash of thunder.
Yeah. So if you do hear rumble at some point, that'll be why. But yeah,
Barry's
so
hungry.
it's
Belly.
quite close. So it wasn't a good sleep last night. So if I do nod off in the middle of this, that's why. So
That's a good endorsement, folks.
yeah. So I don't think there was much wrong with what we did. It was an okay stay. It was a 3-star hotel. What you expect for a 3-star hotel was fine. I just think the restrictions kind of spoilt it a little bit.
Yeah, that's the vibe, right?
Yeah.
I want to go somewhere with a pool. I want to swim.
They had a pool. I can't
Are
swim.
you allowed to swim?
I can't swim.
What?
So
Should we circle into that right now, Arthur? Do you think we should really just delve into what that means? Or should we let it go?
We'll let it go. I have a couple of friends who can't swim either, even though I was in the same class as them and learned to swim with them. They just decided to completely forget how to swim.
yeah.
So it does happen. It's just if you don't do it often enough, or even just do it once a year, then you kind of do forget how to swim, and it kind of just drifts away from you. Drifts away.
Or
Well,
you just awareness.
I never learned. I never got the interest. I mean, mum would take you to the pool, and I never liked the sensation of being in the water and getting your head dunked under. I never liked that when I was younger, so I never learned to swim. She didn't push it with me. Kind of one
That's
regret.
right.
Maybe that's the only one I probably would have wanted her to push me a little bit more for, but she didn't.
I
so.
guess I'm from you're also from an island, but I'm from a beach island with beaches, and it's full of water, and it's summer most of the time. So everyone swims. We swim all the time. We swim for necessity. We swim for life, because otherwise you will melt away. But I love being in the water. I'm the opposite of that, Barry. I was like the little water kid, like in a river, any lake, Mum used to have to try to bribe me to come out of the water to go do something. It's like eat dinner or do anything else other than be in the water. There was once a snake in there. She had to try to get me out. It was a whole thing. But I don't listen to my mum, especially when I was 7, real obstinate. So a lot of things like that. But I love it. But I think that's why I'm really missing it. So
Yeah.
even a swimming pool in a hotel would maybe make me happy. But I really want I don't know. I think I want a beach day.
I can see why you'd want a beach day, absolutely. Speaking of beaches, I mean, Arthur lives in a part of Scotland where there's a beach, although I don't think it's summer all year, and I don't think he'd want to go in the water.
Do you swim
No.
out there much?
No.
Is it not a swimming spot?
Not really, no. Our beach was classed as one of the 5 filthiest beaches in Scotland.
You're not selling that particularly well.
No, I know. I'm being honest with you. Trying to be honest, so that if you ever do come down with Freya and that, you aren't disappointed to see the beach in such a disarray. Rather than be hype it up and then suddenly you come down a month later and I'm like, no comment.
Sorry, this isn't the beach of your dreams.
Yes, we use Jedi mind trips. This isn't Jedi mind trips. Tricks. This is not the beach I was talking about.
And then let's go on a trip to one that is. So that's fine.
But yeah, no, it's so beaches and holidays and things like that. So the nice thing about the hotel room, we are getting back to this. I want to finish the story. Sorry, I know, typical.
That's how this goes.
Typical. I know. It's all right. If it was Fraser, we'd still be in the same conversation, completely different about half an hour later. So there was some control tonight. But yeah, he's gonna hate me when he sees this. But
Obviously not on right now, though. Otherwise, he'd be making comments already.
he would be making comments already. In fact, he probably on calling into Skype right now. Oi, got a bone to pick with you. But there we are. But no. So we went the hotel room. Mum and Dad thought they were just getting a normal double room. And they said they wanted the chocolates, and they wanted some chocolates and a bottle of champagne sent to the room, obviously for the romantic package because it's a wedding anniversary. They got upgraded to one of the suites, didn't they?
Yes,
Oh,
that should be how it goes.
nice.
Because I bet none of those hotels are full, right? So there's no reason for those bigger, nicer rooms to be empty. I used to work at a hotel. Always upgrade the people. Delightful.
Yeah. So they got upgraded to the suite. They paid extra for the romantic bits and pieces, but they didn't pay any extra for the room. They just paid for the suite. But it was good because they had a little sitting area in it. So
Nice.
when we wanted to get away from the noise of a certain football match that was playing on the tellies in the bar last night, we went and sat and had a couple of bottles of champagne, and then wanted to go down to the bar at 10:30 and told no, you can't. So it kind of was a settled night, but it was a nice night. It was nice having conversation, being nice and relaxed, and being adults, and we dressed up.
Being
So
adults.
I was fully suited and booted last night.
Oh, that's nice. I like getting dressed up for stuff.
If I
That's
can
fun.
if I can get a picture, I will do. But it is on the it is on the actual phone that I'm using as my camera tonight, so that might be a bit difficult. So
Trickier.
yeah, but yeah, that was the situation.
That's nice though. Getting dressed up, that's one of the things I really miss about the world is like having an event to get dressed up for. Really nice.
Kind of regretted having the waistcoat. That came off as soon as dinner finished.
Well, yeah, that's too warm. Too many layers, Barry.
No, it was too tight.
Oh, sure, that's good. But also, it's too hot to be wearing that many. Like, we at the theater, we have to wear like a waistcoat, and like it's full on. I'm like, because I would like to go back to working at the theater when the theater's open, but it's like so many layers, and those buildings have no ventilation, and it gets really hot there in the summer. And you're like, why am I wearing a waistcoat and a pinny and all these things? What's happening? Why?
Yeah. We'll talk more about the lockdown and what we think will happen next later on, because that's another topic I want to have a chat with you guys, because obviously I had my opinions the past couple of months and talked about my jab last month as well. But obviously I haven't spoken to you guys properly for a couple of months on here.
Yeah.
So we'll have a chat about that. We'll have a chat about that then. But as you know, this live stream has more than just us talking absolute mins for 3 hours. We do have a running order as well, and here it is today. I'm getting Fraser withdrawal symptoms. So the first vlog is the first ever appearance of Fraser in the vlogs. I took to Cardiff.
That's cute.
It just so happened to be the next one in the history. So I just thought,
say
there
it's
we go.
because you miss him. Fraser, make this like a love letter from you to Fraser. Stunning.
Well, I don't know if it's a love letter. It's not it's not the best videoed thing in the world, but there we are. We then got Doctor Who review as always, Horror Fang Rock, and I've just done a review for a story later in that season, Doctor Who season, which I'll obviously discuss later. And I'll do another vlog this month because I'm going to change it up a little bit next month. So yeah, New Lanark. So I went to New Lanark, which is got a lot of family history. And it's the first proper vlog of the weekly videos era. So there's a bit of interest in that for me. Nice. But of course, we'll talk and have a chat about that and whether it's good or whether it's bad. Just check to see if there's anybody else here on the chat. Nobody else has commented on Facebook. Nobody else has commented on YouTube. Fair dues. That always happens. But there we are. And Yaz is about to start commenting to make it up, but there we are. But Jazz, sorry, I've got a cousin you called Yaz. I keep doing that. Sorry.
It's okay. I don't mind a why.
Yeah.
I was just trying to go into it to see if I could look at it, but it makes sound on my phone, so I'm like muting on here to watch it on my phone for a second. It's like a weird balancing act.
And Arthur's watching on both Facebook and YouTube. Thank you. There we are.
Of course.
Cool. It's working without much stuttering. Once it's up and running, it's absolutely perfect. And this is what I've loved for the new PCs ever since. And you have inspired me a little bit, Arthur, to maybe do some gaming live streams in future as well.
Very nice. Something I've started taking up since, when was it? God, I can't remember. Actually, I can find out one sec. I have my original VOD on my hard drive somewhere. VOD. Oh, that was empty. Can't find it. What the hell?
There's a bit of wind noise in somebody's mic. I don't know what that is.
That might be either my 3D printer or my fan. It's one or the other.
Probably the fan, because it seems to be coming in and out. Don't worry about it. It's not a big thing.
It's not too bad. It's 18 here, so I'll crank it off for a bit and see how it goes.
Yeah, the rain has come to the save for today.
6. Oh, Barking March, 12th of March. That's when I started.
Yeah, I know you've been streaming bits and pieces. Well, I'm finally going to take the bait. I'm finally going to bite the bullet and buy the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy.
Nice.
On Steam, so I can do a playthrough of that. And
that'll be fun to watch.
Yeah, it's like my childhood.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I love Crash Bandicoot. I wanted to get it a couple of years ago, but one, I don't have a PS4, and two, I didn't trust my laptop at that point to even play a simple game.
No, I had that. When I got my new laptop, I was really excited because I could have Sims again. And I was like, yay, Teenage Jasmine is back.
Yeah, absolutely. There's also another one I might start playing called Pinball Arcade, and I've got a couple of tables I've been playing, so that might be interesting to see as well.
There used to be that pinball thing that I feel like used to come with the computers. Do you remember that game?
Yes.
I used to play that a lot on my grandmother's computer. It was the coolest game ever, but I was 7, so...
I remember the old Windows 95 games, like Professor Layton and stuff, so... that shows you my age.
Does anybody understand Minesweeper is probably my next question, but there we are.
Oh, yeah, Minesweeper. I played Minesweeper. I wasn't very good at it.
Yeah, I'd never understood it, to be honest.
I just liked things, and then I was like, oh, they exploded. Oh, no.
Pretty much. It's like,
It's
oh, look, I right-clicked on these 5 tiles and they did not explode, and I left-clicked these ones and they did. Weird.
I don't think it's a mystery. It's a mystery game.
A bit puzzling, literally puzzling. But you had Spider Solitaire as well on the later versions, which my dad used to love playing.
I like because it ended with fireworks, or like the cards went everywhere. That was really fun. I enjoyed that. All
these sad things, and now everybody, you have to start getting Windows 11. It's like, for goodness sake, I thought you were stopping all this rubbish, this nonsense of all operating systems Windows.
Are they?
Yeah, Windows last was meant to be Windows 10, but
they've changed their mind.
They've changed their mind, and we've now got Windows 11, which looks like Windows 10 but crisper. Yay!
Well, it's unlike Vista, it's it should be an improvement on Windows 10 and not a fix of Windows 10.
It's not broken, right?
Windows 10 wasn't broken to begin with.
Exactly.
Neither was XP technically. So.
Yeah, well, 95 wasn't exactly broken, but they made it crisper, as you call it, with 98.
Yep. And then 98 wasn't. 98 Second Edition wasn't broken. But then they brought out Millennium Edition, which was meant to fix the Millennium bug, which didn't really happen.
Didn't they?
I guess people did fix it, to be fair, just not with like an operating system. Other things were fixed.
That's true.
I found a clip the other day from when the BBC was doing the coverage of the Millennium, and they spent 2 days doing a coverage with it, and they had it was the Millennium Bug Report, and they got Peter Snow and Philippa Forrester representing Tomorrow's World at that point, and they're saying, any problems? No, not really. That was basically their article for 3 minutes. They're talking about, there's potential here, but nothing major.
But nothing's happened. Also. Yeah. Nothing happened. You're welcome. I don't remember any of that because I just remembered it being year 2000 and it was exciting. But like I was not really engaged with that level of chat at the time.
Yeah, year 2000 was a turning year for me in regards to leaving school and doing the How to Chat Up Girls video and all that. Yes, it's that long ago, 21 years.
Trying to think. 98, so I would have been, 98, 99 was my first year in secondary school. So I was literally like second, third year when the Millennium Bug was meant to happen. So, oh Lord.
I was 8, so I don't remember any of it. Sorry about it. Sorry, everybody. Nice being the young one in the room, though. This is not always like my life. I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah. It's all right. If we were climbing a mountain, Jazz will be going, hiya, from halfway up. And Fraser and I are going, we don't want to go to the top. We don't want to go to the top. We'll fall down the other side, over the hill.
That's it.
I mean, yeah, that's true. We always have Fraser, our other old friend.
And I'd be at the base on the phone telling, don't go up, guys. It's not worth it.
No, you'd be on the phone saying, Mountain Rescue, can you be prepared, please?
That's it, exactly.
Anyway, we'll take a little break from the conversations and we'll do the first of the videos today. So yeah, vlog 21. This is the Bruggerty Fraser Cool appearance of the channel today. So yeah, vlog 21. Here we go. Time to go to Cardiff. Well, for the first time, go to Cardiff. Here we go. Good morning. First vlog of 2015. It's been a while. I'm presently sitting with, behind me, a rift in space and time where anything can happen. It's also called Cardiff Bay. Yes, I am in Cardiff to celebrate a friend's birthday who's presently in his scratcher. Having a little snooze. I've gone to get breakfast, and it's just obviously nice to be out. Got here yesterday, 27th February, today's 28th, and we've been more or less, travelling most of the day. We left at 8 o'clock on Friday morning, got here at 7 o'clock Friday night. If it wasn't for traffic at Birmingham, I'm sure it would have been a lot sooner. Sorry, my arms. I'm not used to the vlogging, you see. So yeah, it's been an interesting journey. I am going with Fraser and his friends, and we're going to do a bit of exploring of Cardiff Bay today. This is one of his favourite places. I can see why. It's lovely. Very familiar with our facts especially very early parts of the series. And of course, this is where Torchwood is. There is actually a shrine to Yanto Jones. I'm going, oh, what? But there is an actual shrine, and people have actually taken to heart with it, and they've actually done a lot more than just put a wee plaque. There's a bit more in there. If I get a chance, I'll show you later. Well, there's an Instagram picture I can put up anyway. So today we're going some exploring, going to Rope Lock and up a boat, going to visit a certain experience of a certain Time Lord. Maybe do a bit of touring around Cardiff Castle. I don't know yet, we'll see. But we're going to come back here in the evening anyway and have a few jars and see how we get on. And then tomorrow a meander to Barry Island and then a meander up the road. And that's a short weekend, but we found a little flat about 5 minutes down the road. But I thought I'd just say hello for the first time in 2015, and maybe I should stop yabbering on because it's nearly 3 minutes. But I'll speak to you later on. And some people want to take photographs, and look at this. Filming it. Oh god. So excited!
We're not getting involved in that.
You're not getting involved, right, okay.
Oh
no!
This is a selfie. This is a selfie and a vlog selfie. Right, we're on getting.
Jeez, I have got more ginger.
Unfortunately, it's back ahead shot for the video, but there we are. K9. Still shows signs of a dramatic regeneration. Blooming does. Look at this. It's obviously not the whole set, but
I'm not surprised.
I know it's terrible, isn't it? What? Oh, you want me in?
Oh yeah, try and get a selfie.
I know. Not for a selfie. Now that selfie is better than the other one earlier on when it was just heads. Well, if that's the actual costume, it shows how bloody small she is.
Yes,
Nice to see the prop. There wasn't some silly geek in the way, but apart from that... Enjoyable, guys?
Very enjoyable. Lovely.
Yeah.
I was a bit.
And I've spent a lot of money as well.
Yes.
What did you say?
I was a bit thinking about the interaction thing, but it was really quite fun. And I loved seeing the kids and stuff.
That was the best bit of the interaction, was actually the kids going scared, especially the
they were
creators
so
that,
terrified.
But it's like, who wants to get this? And you have to fight back that urge for you to do
I know,
it.
but you're like, no, children
No,
first.
children have to do it. And of course, I was one who was constantly going first.
Yes.
Behind the guy, the boy girl. I was
Yeah, the boy girl.
constantly doing that. So
I know.
I'm the brave one, so there we go.
Well, so what? You're just a big.
He's the man, he's the man.
Yeah, you are.
Big old name.
Could you please explain to me what this is all about, please?
I suppose so.
Yeah?
So this is Yanto Shrine, and for those who don't know Yanto Jones was a crucial member of Torchwood. He was the receptionist who stood at that secret entrance right there. And Yanto was in charge of making sure that they got their pizzas delivered to them. He answered the phone. He had a cyberwoman in the basement, and having lots of naughty bum sex with Captain Jack. So unfortunately, Yanto bit the dust. There's a boat hurtling around the corner. Unfortunately, we're getting on that bus. Unfortunately, Yanto bit the dust in series 3, episode 3, I think, or 4. And I can't remember, I haven't seen it in a long time. And the good people of Cardiff and sad Torchwood Doctor Who fans all over the world have created this. But the piece de resistance, that's French, is that someone has actually made this. So there you go, this is the Yanto Shrine. I'm getting on that boat, so bye.
I'll tell you one thing, it's not often I get to explore both my passions on the same day. History, not to do. This, ladies and gentlemen, is Cardiff Castle. Let's go inside, shall we? So, I'm presently in Cardiff Castle. And a bit of a whistle-stop tour because you could probably spend half a day here. I've only got 2 hours or so. Been on the house tour, saw some interesting architecture. Probably won't do that again. It's not my sort of first bit. The only room that's good was the last room. It's a bit ostentatious otherwise. It's raining though, that's the only thing. But the only reason I've got a couple of hours is because I've got to catch a bus, an aqua bus. Probably saw the shots earlier in there. That's what I have to go on back onto to get back to Bay. I thought I'd be on the beach on the way down here. No, I don't mind having sand in the car. I'm going to go get vacuumed again anyway. Doesn't matter. But we're in Barry Island.
Are we?
Well, I think we are, yes.
And what famous BBC sitcom was shot by the island, Barry?
Apparently Gavin Stacey. I've never seen it, but these nuts have seen it. So this is why we're here. It's for them.
Well, this nut has seen it more than anyone. This nut just started watching it.
Well, no, I used to watch it, but I've not seen the last series.
I fell in love with it.
Oh, I totally love it. And laughed at it.
Barry, can you start watching it?
You better start watching it.
I might very well do that, yeah.
I mean, you were named after this precious place.
I think that was an afterthought, but yeah. No, but last place before we go up the road. Yeah, I will. I've got a rather large mallet for Fraser to make sure he does come up the road. So we stick him in the boot, you know, but apart from that...
This is going to be a trail of milkshake for the car.
Well. It's the end, but the moment has been prepared for. Yeah, that's the end of the journey. I've just dropped off Fraser and Ashley back home, and I'm about to go home myself, back to East Kilbride, back to my own bed, back to the family. So thank you very much for watching this vlog. Still not decided how long it will be. One of many that'll be coming up soon. Thank you very much once again for watching, and hopefully I'll see you all again soon. See you later. There we are. Could actually speak properly would help, but there we are. But interesting vlog. I will have a confession to make, Ash, if you ever see this. I still haven't seen Gavin and Stacey, but there we are. But oh dear. Yeah, hello, welcome back. If you just joined us, welcome to another Streamstructor. I'm here today with Arthur and Jazz, and they've all been commenting on the last video there on Facebook. I don't know if it's... I think it may just be Arthur now. I don't know if Jazz is actually still with us, but I can't hear Arthur. So I don't know if he's with us still, or he's still watching. I think they've gone quiet on me. I think maybe it is a one-man band now. I don't know. It's a bit odd. Anyway, hello. Welcome to another live stream. Sorry. I don't know if Arthur realises he's on mute. Are you? Can you hear me, mate?
Yes.
Yeah. Now we can. We're waiting on you because we don't want to talk too soon.
Oh, I see. Sorry, I've been talking for the past 2 minutes.
Oh, well, I'm sure it was riveting.
Well, the video was definitely riveting anyway.
I liked it.
I enjoyed it.
I tell you one thing though, my hand control of the camera is a lot better than it was.
Practice makes perfect. And what was that, 6 years ago?
Yeah.
So I think you're doing fine.
6 years.
But like, I've been to Wales, and I feel like I had a really good tour of Cardiff just now, so that was nice.
Yes. Well, don't worry. Fraser will make sure you get an even better tour of Cardiff.
Yeah, I know that is one of the plans. I'll one day go with him, which will be nice.
Yeah.
But
couple of interesting things I like about that video. It's the first of the format that everybody's used to. Plus, it's the first time I've attempted to do something in a historical place as well.
Yeah, the shots of the castle were great.
Yeah, they were photographed because you kind of they didn't want you to really video, and it's the same with the one I've got coming up for Sir Walter Scott's birthplace later in the year. That's mostly photographs as well for the same reasons.
Nice.
So yeah, it was good seeing it. It's interesting seeing it. I feel more comfortable watching the vlogs now. I don't feel so uneasy about them because they're getting to the ones I actually happy to view on a regular basis.
Okay. Yeah.
Although Fraser's favourite or saddest vlog is due in a couple soon.
That means, but I'm excited to know. He was so cute in it. Little wee Fraser in that. Like, little babyface Fraser in that.
Sorry, did you just say babyface Fraser?
Yeah, he looked real little.
Right, Arthur, you heard it here first on this channel. If Jazz is not part of our friendship group after this, then that's fine.
What?
Fraser doesn't like being called a babyface. He likes showing his masculinity and he's not afraid of his age.
But he can't change his little baby face, can he?
I did it. I did. It's called a beard later in the year. But I.
Oh, have you seen Fraser trying to grow a beard? It looks like a patchwork doll.
I love when it's Clumper Fraser time. These are my favourites.
Sorry, Fraser. Love you.
No, Fraser, because I know Fraser and I are fine, so it's fine.
It's all right. I'll get a comment. When he watches this back tomorrow or Tuesday, he'll get a comment saying, "Right, you stop talking about me like this when I'm not there."
Yeah, when he can't defend himself. Oh no, poor baby face. It's so sad. Go cry. But no, it was cute.
Yeah, the last time we took the rip out of Fraser, Arthur started it. I didn't stop it. I got into trouble.
Yeah, and I had watched that clip about 18 times, so I assume that's what will happen with this. So I'm just happy to be involved.
But yeah, that's the start of a long
fun.
run of vlogging, and we'll have another one of the actual first 2016 film vlog. But you notice the music is actually the music I start using for vlogs intros, so it's starting to come together, the format that everybody knows or doesn't know if you haven't seen my stuff already. There's links on the top right hand corner there. You know what to do. But yes, links.
Links in the description.
Link in the description. But Yanto Jones is the same age as me, and I didn't die in 2009. That's sad.
Yeah, there's other things going on in your life, probably. That was part. So I'm not, and you'll not like me for this, but I can't change it. I'm not a massive Doctor Who fan, but I really like Torchwood. And so yeah, that part I was like, not the shrine, because obviously I know it exists, but it got me real emotional. But yeah, I don't know. Torchwood really worked for me. I like an ensemble cast like that, rather than like a forever changing ensemble where you don't care about anyone because they keep changing. Sorry, this became more aggressive. I don't like Doctor Who.
Just keep digging that grave, because considering it's a Doctor Who review that's up next.
I can't do it. Sorry about it. But Torchwood A+. Anyway, and Gavin and Stacey I also like. So that was fun.
Yeah. No, don't get me wrong. I mean, everybody has their own likes and dislikes, and your obsession is Miss Piggy.
Yeah.
Arthur's obsession is 3D printing. He does live streams of 3D printing.
Yay!
Yeah, no, mine's more Miss Piggy focused. I did a podcast this morning actually, so yes. Yeah. Letters to Miss Piggy.
How's that going anyway with the letters to Miss Piggy?
Piggy, not her. No, good. Yes, we do different things. So like some weeks we'll do a film. But we're kind of. It sounds weirder, but like we kind of went from like the oldest film to the most recent film, and then like the second oldest film to like we're kind of gonna meet in the middle. Also, because then we can contrast kind of more modern and older ones, and then sometimes we do a film. We've only done 3 films, and then we do themes. So today we did a drag theme because she's been on an episode of RuPaul's Drag Race, and she's also interviewed RuPaul on Muppets Now. So it's kind of like a draggy RuPaul episode, and kind of what she is like for the queer community as an icon. And so I got my friend. Robbie from Australia in, because he's a drag queen. There's Lazy Susan, who's the best, and it's kind of like give his vibe and share a bit of it was our first guest, so I was hoping that'll go well, though I have to edit it and I'm a little stressed about that, but otherwise good.
Don't talk to me about being stressed edited. As I mentioned in last month's live stream, YouTube decided that the 3 Kids Doctors me and Arthur did weren't any good.
Oh.
Yes, I only just found this out today, and I'm very disheartened because that was 3 hours, give or take, that we were doing those for.
For you, what did it say?
Well, I kind of have to apologise a little bit because I did preempt it, saying it was interesting having a different dynamic without Fraser. I'm not saying they're not good. They're not as good with Fraser, but they're a different dynamic. So please be warned. And then I tried to upload them in preparation for next month because I try and be 4 weeks ahead. I've actually become I'm ahead, but I'm not ahead as I was. And I tried to upload the 3 of them, and basically what happened is the first one I uploaded was Top Cat.
Yep.
And it said content ID. When YouTube uploads now, it does a content ID check just before it publishes it.
Yeah.
And it said blocked completely.
So really, YouTube's just a big fan of Fraser.
So not stopping monetization. Yeah, well, I'm thinking that might be a way. Stopping monetization.
Is Fraser working for big YouTube? What's happening here?
I don't know. So usually I've had content ID in the past with Kidstructors. I've got into trouble with a Kidstructor on this live stream, which Arthur remembers. Which is why Kidstructors don't get broadcast anymore on the live stream, because we tried to play Thunderbirds and they said, no, you're not doing it. The live stream got stopped. So I got a slap in the wrist for that, so I don't want to risk that again for obvious reasons. So that's why Kidstructors don't play anymore on here. But so I've had it in the past, it's had content ID and it's either been monetized with adverts for the content holders, or it's been tracked for views, but I've never had it blocked for a Kidstructor at upload. I've had things that have been blocked and then returned back to monetization to the content creator, the original copyright holder.
Process, I guess.
So the videos are there, and when they become available to be viewed on YouTube, I will publish them. But I do have links on the Patreon, which I'm going to start putting up for you guys to actually see on the Patreon, the links, and I will send them over to both of you at a later date. Particularly. So I start with Top Cat. We did Top Cat. That came out blocked. I said, okay, we'll do My Parents Are Aliens. Blocked.
Jesus.
And then we'll do Visionaries. Surely that won't get blocked.
Blocked.
Yeah.
Yay.
So I wanted to see if YouTube was just been an absolute... Yeah.
Beep.
Beep. Absolutely. Absolute boing. And I uploaded an older Kidstructor I know had content ID issues. You know, it had a monetization thing. For some reason, the country that seems to block YouTube, block my Kidstructors is Israel. It's always Israel.
Wow.
It's weird.
Posting anti-Semitic stuff.
No, I'm not. I'm not at all. And please don't go down
You
that
trying to
route.
free?
Yeah.
You trying to free Palestine? Is that what's happening?
No.
Where's the line, Barry? What do you think Israel has against you?
I don't know. I think it's just content ID and copyright things in that country. They're just a bit more strict.
Yeah, I was going to say.
So I uploaded it and I have
Sorry,
the same
this is
content
serious.
ID as the original upload. So I know it's the videos themselves. So there's going to be a different tactic I'm going to try. And Arthur, I do want to do another 3 with you soon.
Of course.
But
We can
maybe,
work that out.
but maybe face to face this time, and not now restrictions are
Ooh,
lifted.
party.
Maybe actually get an opportunity to actually do some proper Kidstructors instead of doing them by Zoom.
Can you imagine seeing people IRL? Wild. Like,
Oh, it's hard enough to see them in retail work.
yeah.
Yeah, that's very true. So yeah, that's why they didn't go up, and it's not a slant on you. It's just that
no.
it just happens to be
Don't be
bad luck with those 3 that's happened. So
Well, I doubt that Arthur's taking it real personally and going, Barry
Yeah.
must hate the work we did together. Like,
On the-
what that means.
on the flip side, though, 2 of the Quizstructors have come up. I've edited Turnabout, which is the last one of the Quizstructors we did, and they all seem to have worked quite well.
Good.
Yeah.
Positive.
I love the Turnabout one though because it was a bad video recording. So hopefully
Oh,
YouTube
God.
doesn't stop that one. But I've still to upload that. But we'll see what happens. But yeah, they've been doing quite well. So Arthur has had his camera debut, proper camera debut already on the channel.
Well, yeah, solo camera debut. But I've also had the trio camera with your big break as well.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, that one's still up and running, which is a weird one. But yeah, not the thing is weird. It's the fact that this little 3 of us be up on the same format essentially. But that's just typical. Kids' cartoons are quite strict in certain countries, as you already know.
Israel, turns out.
Yes.
I think I do a tactic of if it's on YouTube, it should be okay.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
the
the
best
same
way.
because I put clips in the podcast, right? But they're all like not like big ones.
Mm-hmm.
But I get audio clips from YouTube and stuff. But I'm like, if it's already on YouTube, it's not like I'm infringing on much. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, as long as that's the thing, because the episodes we picked were from other sources, and I think that's possibly why YouTube's gone now. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't find any YouTube equivalent versions of those episodes on YouTube, so that'll be why, probably.
That's another reason it's probably flagged it as well.
Yeah.
She goes, hey, we've not seen this before, therefore it must be terrible.
Yeah. Absolutely. But yeah, no, absolutely. Speaking of visiting and lockdown and things like that, obviously everybody was enjoying the first time that Glasgow could travel across Scotland last month.
Yes, I went to Edinburgh. It was
You went to
lovely.
Edinburgh. Have you been to the Harryhausen exhibition thing yet? Ray Harryhausen, the guy who used to do all the models for Jason the Argonauts and all that.
No, I don't know any of the words you just said.
Arthur, are you aware of what I mean?
Other help.
I know what you're on about, yes, but I've never been up to Edinburgh, have I? That's not true. I've been up to Edinburgh twice, maybe, but that was for conventions. So I've never really had a chance to actually tour the city before.
I got Edinburgh a
Bit
lot.
of a shame.
but it's- Yeah.
So I'd like to tour the city because it's got some good old heritage
Edinburgh's
behind
nice.
it. So
I mean,
Yeah.
would I live there? Probably not.
My
No.
sister-
But I
visit,
like
yes.
visiting. And it's so close. I mean, I guess it's further for you because obviously you're like properly on the coast. So, but from here it's like 45 minutes on the train, nothing, and that's a regular commute in Australia. Let me tell you. So that's really, really close. I loved going, but my housemate hadn't been because she only moved here last year from Italy. So I got to like do a little tour for her, which was nice.
Oh, that's good.
I'm going
Yeah,
to see if
it's
this website scene works here. I'm just going to show you the pet web page. There we are.
Oh yeah,
you'll
the one
see-
what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I've got it up here.
Right.
So hopefully
Where
you'll
are
see
you
that in
sharing?
a second.
Okay, good.
It should come up on the stream in a second. So this is the website for the National Galleries.
Oh, it's in the galleries.
Yeah, the National Gallery, yeah.
Yeah, I think.
So he did a lot of, as it says here, he helped evaluate or elevate stop-motion animation to an art. His innovative and inspiring films from the 50s onwards changed the face of modern movie making forever. This is the largest and wide-ranging exposition of Harryhausen's work ever seen, with newly restored and previously unseen material from his incredible archive. And I've had a few people I know have gone to it already, so certainly on my list a little bit.
Well, now it's on my list. I just didn't know. Also, we were going for like a very specific thing. That's lovely.
So more vloggage material coming up with the Harryhausen Museum if they allow photographs. And the David Livingstone Centre in Blantyre is reopening after a major renovation. So that's another one that's going to go on my list very soon. So
this looks great.
I've got
Thank
vlogging
you for
ideas.
This, Barry.
Yeah.
This is a good recommendation. Thank you.
Good recommendation. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do really love going to Edinburgh. I think it's really fun. I'm going to be going through. I'm going to be studying there in September, so I'll be going through like twice a week. Well, once a week, and then I'll stay. But so I guess I'll do some more exploring there. But I was there for like, I do the Fringe sometimes and stuff. So like you're basically living there for a month, but you're working all the time, so you don't do tons of stuff. It isn't just like your job, and then trying to sleep. And then, so it's kind of a different vibe.
So how's the Fringe going to work this year? Because obviously they're not doing as many events, but actually it's not bad. It's not a bad thing for the Fringe, because the Fringe, I think the Fringe is actually too big.
Well, it's more that it's less ethical, right? So like the people who actually make money in the Fringe are just the big guys, right? Like the artists don't make money in the Fringe anymore, and like that's a problem, right? Like that's why the Free Fringe now exists. So like the Fringe Festival started because the International Festival was too exclusive, and now the Fringe Festival is too exclusive. So now there's like the Free Fringe for like art, like it's kind of this weird dichotomy of how this has worked with the art there. So I think this year they're just doing like some outdoor events because they didn't know what the restrictions going to be, and I assume they'll do whatever they can with local stuff. But again, a lot of it's international. It's the biggest international art festival in the world. I mean, it's incredible in that sense. Like it's so well known everywhere.
Arthur, you were about to say something there. I heard you.
Oh no, sorry, I was rubbing my nose and hit my mic. Apologies.
All right, okay.
But have you been to the Fringe one of the couple times you've been, or was it just you? So yeah, Fringe is my favorite time. So good.
Yeah, I've been to the Fringe multiple times. My sister lived in Edinburgh for 7 years when she was studying and working afterwards. So I used to go there, and I had free digs basically for the night.
Yeah.
So we visited a few places. The only problem with going with my sister is because we're so close in that respect. The number of times the comedian or the person you're going to see thought that we were dating. Yeah.
Yeah.
So no, that's my sister. So okay.
They're like, okay, well, whatever you want.
Trees are just like the share.
Yes.
But yeah.
Why did you live there for so long? Did you like it, Barry, living there?
I didn't live in Edinburgh. My sister did.
She lived in Edinburgh for 7 years.
Yeah, she liked it. She liked it enough. She left because it got expensive, because she ended up in a flat with her then partner, living on the Royal Mile.
Oh wow!
And they split, and she couldn't afford it, so she came back.
Yeah, that's a wild place to be.
Yeah, so it was quite fun with that, and yeah, it was fun times, and she was there from what was it, 18 to 25.
Wow, that's a good time for her.
It was a good time for her. She made a lot of good friends, and had some good times.
Yeah, you definitely would experience a lot, especially that. Yeah, maybe I'm too old for Edinburgh now, but like, I don't know. But I also.
Well, if you're too old, then what does that make me and Barry then?
Sorry, boys, we're all too old for Edinburgh. Just to live there, I just think it's not. Also, it's too hilly. It's bad on my old knees. Like, I just, it's real rough. The whole place is one hill.
You're never visiting East Kilbride then, if that's the case.
Was it bad there? But also probably not.
It's built on a hill, and there's hills everywhere you turn. So.
Yeah, hard pass. Thanks, Barry. There, appreciate it. It's not really my vibe.
You go down to Ayr. That's fine. It's flat.
Yes, is it flat in Ayr, Arthur?
Air's flat, yeah, pretty much.
That'll work for me. I can only walk on real flat surfaces. It's my one thing. Love a good long walk, as long as there's no elevation involved. Thank you so much.
Oh yeah, you've got the coast walk then. You literally walk from Ayr to Prestwick to Irvine, and then back again.
Any of those nice beaches?
They're all on the same coastal front, so no.
Yeah. Cool.
Unfortunately. But it isn't. When the weather's good, don't get me wrong. If you don't pay too much attention to the classic, it's a pit basically. It's just only a pit because it's been that good recently. Folk just leave their crap lying on the beach, and it makes it disgusting.
No respect.
So when it's actually not being like bombarded by people from Glasgow looking to get a bit of sun, then
Oops.
not you. You know what I mean?
No, but I wouldn't live it.
Yeah.
I'm not a terrible person.
But yeah, if you get the weather right and it's a nice day and you do the long walk, it's really nice because you get to hit up like the 3 beaches essentially. Plus they all have their stalls and that for their little ice cream breaks along the way. So yeah, nice.
That sounds nice. I like that. I've been to twice. Once to go to a play, and once to go to the uni to pick up some equipment, like some filmmaking stuff. Because my ex and a few of the friends did the masters in filmmaking at UWS. So we would like hire equipment and stuff and do our own projects because we were allowed to. So we get like a bunch of cameras and a bunch of other bits and pieces. So I've done like the road trip to do that basically. Went to the campus. That was about it. But the theatre was nice. Couldn't tell you. It's fun.
It'd be the Gaiety she's talking about, I think.
Yeah.
Is there just one? Probably just one.
Yeah, there's only one. It's next to the car park.
Next to the car park? God,
Well,
yes, got it all.
Yeah, so when you say car park, are you meaning an actual proper car park, or just one of these ones where you pay a $5 and it's a demolished building that's never had a replacement on it?
Well, that's the one. That's the one across the road from it now. There is an actual like licensed car park behind the Gaiety, which a lot of folk tend to use when they're visiting the Gaiety.
Probably. I wasn't driving, but I went. But it was nice. It was literally the first year I moved here, so it's only like 5 years ago. So it's not the freshest part of my memory. No. But fun.
That's fair enough. That's understandable. Right. Now this is a theme that the next bit I've got here is just very quickly birthdays. I've been doing it the past couple of months, and this started a year ago here. I'm just kind of like reminiscing all over the place here with these Streamstructors I've been doing for so long. So I've got a few birthdays coming up. So we've got Lindsay tomorrow. Happy birthday, Lindsay. And then Alan, who I did a vlog, Monroe bagging, which we'll do later in the year. You'll see that. So basically climbing one of the high mountains in Scotland. Just to explain that
not
to
afraid
you.
Of a hill.
Yeah. My cousin Zoe's birthday's on Tuesday. And my New Zealand friend Andre, his birthday's on Thursday, along with Jill. Kirsty's mum, Kirsty, who does a couple of vlogs with me, her mum has her birthday on Friday. Then David Campbell, Disco Campbell, who I was in the vlog for the Manchester last month that you saw on the Streamstructor. His birthday's on Friday as well. A couple of other names as well on there. We've got, let's have a look. We've got Jess and Dale. Their birthdays later in the month. Happy birthday for them. And John from the Doctor Who group. He might be in France celebrating with his girlfriend at that point. His birthday's on the 29th of July. So, yeah.
I'll be in France. Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, all.
Yeah, happy birthday, all. Many happy returns, and hopefully you have a better birthday than poor Arthur did the year and what I did last year with lockdown. So there we are.
2 birthdays in lockdown. That was not fun.
Your timing is terrible.
I know.
We could reconsider that. God.
Yes. Hello, Mum. Can you go back and make sure you hold on for like
change this?
3 what?
Thank you.
What?
How close were you?
What? I'm January.
No, that means then last year wasn't a lockdown birthday. We didn't go to lockdown until March.
Yeah, but well, when you think of it, we were in kind of pre-lockdown before that.
We're not. We were like, oh, what a weird Chinese virus. Like, no one even thought it was coming here. We were like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, see, I think of as soon as Trump is involved, the Trump is a virus. So I was stuck with that.
I feel like you just didn't go out for your birthday and you're making it a COVID problem when actually it was a you problem.
Okay. Calm down, lassie. But yes, you're actually right.
Thank you. I know, but yeah, I appreciate you acknowledging it. But no, I had a redemption birthday this year, which was nice because mine's in May, and so last year was like right in where like we'd get takeaway food, but nothing really else, and it was just the worst time.
Yes, it was in May. It was the week. It was the Sunday
Yeah,
You were
ninth
out
of
the
May.
Sunday I did that general election live stream.
Yeah, it was just
Scottish
after the
Parliament
election.
election live stream.
Yeah, Fraser and I went for a nice Italian.
Oh, yeah, I remember the photos now.
Yeah, it was nice. And then I had brunch as well. I had like a proper 3-day birthday, which to me is actually quite laxed. Like 3 days is not really long. Normally I have a birthday week because I'm the child. But the election, so I had to focus on the election and smash that first and then go, which I did, so it was fine.
Yeah.
I got a nice newspaper because my local member is Cooper Stewart, and so she's the first woman of colour to be in Scottish Parliament.
Yeah,
and
it
I
was
was part of her campaign, and it was really cool.
well in your actual constituency. 3 of the MSP people who went for MSP are MSPs in the Parliament because 2 are listed and 1 was voted because you got Pamela Glancy as well.
It was just but it was just exciting to be part of like a historical moment like that.
Yeah.
You know?
Because Patrick Harvey, Pamela Glassie, and Costa Stewart are all elected in Partick. And the longest serving MSP in Scotland got knocked out in your blit.
Oh.
You went from Tory to SNP.
I mean, that's for the best, right? Like
Potentially.
anything that's from Tory must be for the best anyway. But that's just my opinion. And the facts. I mean, I can't make the rules, Barry. But no, it was great. But it is, redemption birthdays are definitely what I recommend.
Absolutely. I might end up having to do that this year at some point, but
I still think just a big party. Can you imagine a party? Like just a big, everyone who's had a missed birthday party, you know, and we'll tell them you missed it. You missed one of them.
Robert's in. Hello, Robert.
Oh, hold on. What's Robert? Hello! I'm on the wrong channel. I'm on the Facebook.
I'm not reading any notes anywhere. If people are saying things, then I have no idea what those things are. But that's also fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Long time no see. How you been, my fella?
Yeah,
You
know the case. It's about 10-second delay before he responds to that. So.
There's like a 20-second delay on the stream and then 10 seconds for him to respond. Yay!
Absolutely.
Many delays.
So
many minutes later.
Yeah, so obviously we're talking last month about Jags, and Robert said he was getting a second Jag coming up. We've all had our first, haven't we?
I've had both.
You've had both?
Yeah, I'm fully vaccinated.
I had my second 5 weeks ago.
Just you, Beza?
I feel so healthy. They obviously don't think I've got any medical conditions to get a second jab so quickly. No, it should be the end of this month, to be fair, because that'll be 8 weeks on the 28th of July. That'll be 8 weeks. So hopefully I've had my second jag by the time I next live stream.
They are helpful. The second one does super help. Though I had to do a test this week because someone thought they might have something, but I got a bunch because you can get the free home kits now. The lateral flow ones.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's so weird because it feels very science project / pregnancy test. So it's very stressful because it's the same technology. So it's like the little stripes and the little stuff.
You just don't want 2 stripes. Whereas on a pregnancy test, that is normally a good thing.
You just got to remember that you don't. You just got to remember you don't stick the pregnancy test in your mouth.
That's true.
I don't want to mix up the locations at all. No, but it was
don't want to mix up the order of the Latimer test either. Let's go in the nose first.
I don't like where this is going. I've started it and I don't know how to stop it. But it was still kind of not fun because the actual test process is still disgusting and terrible and I hate it. And I think my 3rd ever, which is, I mean, I guess better than some. I know some people do it really regularly, so I'm lucky in that sense. But the science part of it was fun. I'm being like, ooh, and then put it into here and then wait 20 minutes and then look at the thing and then you know straight away. That part's nice.
I had a cold about a week before I took the jab, so I took the test just to make sure I hadn't had COVID, and it came back negative. So I took it twice, so I've covered myself in that respect. So
everyone can get a box of them, so they can just hang out in your house if you're ever feeling like a bit odd or whatever. They're just there, which is kind of nice. I'm not going to add for COVID test now. Sorry about it.
It's like the parting presents. Thanks, guys. We've had a great party, but on your way out, please take a Latimer flow test. Be safe.
It's very that. And actually, I read the paperwork, and apparently Glasgow has been suggested to take, everyone in Glasgow is meant to take 2 a week, just casually. I'm like, no one's doing that. Like, not one person's doing that voluntarily unless they work in an industry where they have to. It's a terrible test to take. It's no fun. It's painful. It's gross.
It's also the bad gag reflex as well that people are hearing.
Yeah.
So My sister has taken a few, but she's not taken as many as her partner does because her partner works in a public service. Effectively, she's an office role, and he's going twice a day, so it's putting it off.
People, yeah, is that not what you do, Barry? I properly want to die. Like my gag reflex is yeah, it's there for a reason.
Yeah.
My bad. Yes, that's COVID corner. Does everyone feel happy with that?
Yeah.
Or do you want to mention about when you think lockdown or things are going to shift? I guess my big thing is I just kind of want things to be open in a regular way, much like when I was at the pub the other day, and I was like, 10 p.m. feels real early.
Yeah, but that just kind of encourages to go in earlier then, doesn't it?
Yeah. Well, I've
at 8, and I blame Fraser again. So
I've got the pain of a cinema trip that I've done. So I've started doing the cinema again, which I want to explain after the next video.
Okay, good, because I've got a story for you as well, Barry.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the first time I've been in the cinema since lockdowns happened in March. So it was an interesting way of getting around it and doing it. And it's actually a little annoying as well, but I'll explain a bit more in the next part.
Okay. You can have cinema corner.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yes, hi Robert. You'll be going through your stuff for the Ghostbusters cosplay. You need to replace stuff. Yeah, I think we all do. I think it's called another dress size since lockdown.
I'm literally in the middle of typing something like that. It's like, I know that feeling. I blame lockdown.
That's exactly what you're thinking at the same time, yeah.
If you didn't die, then I guess you're doing fine. That's the main takeaway from that, right? Like,
absolutely.
Basically, yeah.
Like,
It's scary to think how much you can balloon up within that year, because I've got a wedding in like a week and a half, and I thought, I haven't really changed much. I've been in my normal like casual wear and my work clothes. Everything still fits. I go to try my suit on last week, and what happens? It doesn't fit. And I'm like, okay, I've got 2 suits. I should be fine. Just put the second suit on. Second suit. Nope. Take the measuring tape. I'm like, okay, 3 waist sizes in a year. Yes, let's keep going.
but again, I just don't think that like
So off to sleep as I
making
went.
that a huge thing. I don't know. I get mad about the way that the internet kind of makes that more of a thing as well. Like, if the worst thing that happened to you over a pandemic is you gain some weight, then I still think you're a winner, baby. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't always have to be the worst thing in the world. I mean, obviously, in this way, it's annoying because, like, you don't have the other clothing. So it definitely can be annoying, but I don't think it has to be, like,
it's not the end of the world.
real
Definitely
intense.
not, no.
I don't know. There's, like, a lot of, like, kind of intense grossity about that kind of stuff everywhere on the internet. I really kind of like it.
I totally agree. It's just unfair. We've had no way of actually being able to keep ourselves in an active state throughout that entire year. And they're shaming us for it. Why?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Once everything comes back to some form of
Almost.
Yes, thank you. We will start to get back into our own rhythm, and we'll start to become who we were before, if we want to.
Or if we don't, that's also fine.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
Just as you finished my sentence there, as I was about to say. I said "or" and you said.
yeah.
It's
What
just,
are we like?
We're thinking, two peas in a pod.
I've been a saddo all the way through, as everybody knows. I've been doing 12,500 steps every day. Although I lapsed for the first time yesterday for obvious reasons, with my hotel stay.
I was like, why?
So my weight has kind of stayed similar.
It's kind of good.
So it's kind of static. So I've accepted I've gone up a waist size, which I've been holding back for years. So I've got that acceptance. But the suit still fitted. It wasn't. I didn't need a belt, but the suit still fitted. It wasn't tight.
The waistcoat wasn't.
Yesterday the waistcoat was a little bit tight, but it was when I wore it a couple of years ago.
Jamie,
so it's not...
like, you don't need to have a waistcoat. It's fine. Like,
Waistcoats are always that way though. They're nice for the photos, but the second the photos are done, waistcoat off, sit down at the table.
I even did the Edwardian style, the button at the bottom, just to give me a bit more release of pressure. Didn't work, so there we are. Yeah.
But no. Yeah. Definitely. What the hell? Yeah. So yeah. And I lost my train of thought. Wow, really?
wedding though, will that be? I mean, that's gonna be exciting. I feel like I don't really go to weddings anymore. That's exciting.
So again, it's restricted. They've just made an announcement that they can't. They were planning for all day guests and evening guests, but with the restrictions in effect, they've had to cancel all the evening requests. So it's literally just the folk that are going to be there at the ceremony are going to be there for the whole day. And
So that's how other countries do weddings. Not
Yeah.
everyone's your weird ass country, so
that's
with
true.
like 2 different guest lists, that's not how other people do it. I want you to know that's a weird British thing. It's important that someone calls you out on that.
Yeah, that's good to know. Thank you for that heads up there.
Yeah.
And as Jeremy Clarkson used to say on that bombshell, we'll go for the next video, shall we? But yeah, so yeah, we've had already the vlog for Cardiff. And next is the Doctor Who review, and Robert might be happy about this because he likes Tom Baker as the Doctor. It's time for the review of The Horror of Fang Rock. Hello everybody and welcome to another Doctor Who review. You got 2 this month. Lucky things. Yes, this time I'm doing review with the 4th Doctor, Tom Baker. We're going to review The Horror of Fang Rock. As always with a classic series review, I have here the television companion and I'm about to read the plot synopsis for the story. The TARDIS arrives in Fang Rock, a small island off the English coast, around the start of the 20th century. The Doctor and Leela seek shelter at a lighthouse, where the island's only inhabitants, Ben, Vince and Reuben, operate the recently installed electric lamp to warn ships off the treacherous rocks. Vince has just seen a bright object fall from the sky and into the sea. Ben then disappears, and his body is later discovered hidden behind the generator. He has been electrocuted. A passing ship crashes onto the rocks as a freak fog bank descends, and the survivors, Colonel Skinsale, Lord Palmerdale, Adelaide Lesage and Harker, stumble into the lighthouse. There they find themselves prey to Rutan, one of the race engaged in the perennial war with the Sontarans, whose spaceship has crashed into the sea. The Rutan can change its form at will and has been masquerading as Reuben, having killed the Old Keeper and hidden his body. Vince and the wreck survivors are also killed, but the Doctor fights back by blasting the Rutan, now reverted to its natural form of an amorphous jelly, with a makeshift mortar bomb. The Doctor then rigs up the lighthouse lamp with a diamond taken from the cache by the now dead Palmerdale, thereby creating a powerful laser beam to destroy the approaching Rutan mothership. So, there we are, the first story of season 15, and it is the tail-end legacy of the Peter Hinchcliffe era. Graham Williams produces this story for the first time, but it's very much of the gothic horror of the previous era. It's still a hangover of that. Written by Terrence Dix, it is a kind of interesting historical take on the base under siege. This time the base, of course, is a lighthouse, and all those claustrophobic corridors and the winding stairwell make it an interesting story overall. Quite a small set as well. The light gantry is actually probably the best bit of the set they've made, and they've got green screen in the back or blue screen in the back, chroma key, and it's the chroma key is quite effective with the fog. It's also quite effective at the beginning when Vince looks out and sees the spaceship crashing, and you see the dusk in the background. That works quite well. Some other times it doesn't. Anytime Tom Baker's hair is the green screen, you see the haze, but that's going to happen. Just the nature of the technology at the time, but it's done pretty well. But the character cast is quite small. There's only 8 characters in this whole story. 9 characters in this whole story. The 3 lighthouse keepers, the 4 that are on the ship, the Doctor and Leela. And those are the 9. And they get picked off one by one, and the Doctor and Leela are the only ones left at the end. Nice bit of suspense, quite well paced. There's certainly good development in each part of it. You get the situation at the end of the first episode with the ship crashing. The cliffhanger at the end of the second episode is Reuben being killed by the Rutan. The third one comes from the fact that you have the Doctor finding out that they've locked the enemy in instead of the enemy out when he finds the actual body of Reuben, not the not the changeling version, the chameleon version. I can't say my words in these reviews. It's terrible at the moment, guys. Please excuse me. So yeah, no, I like the story for its pace, its tone. Terrence Dix is always good at having good plotted stories. This is his last contribution until State of Decay, which is 3 years down the line, and his second last contribution to the series as a whole. It's very much in the Gothic style that preceded it before the Towns of Wenchina. It's nice to move forward only maybe 20 years or so from that period into the early 1900s, the Edwardian era. And there's still very much that class system sitting there at that point, and the technology of electricity coming in, and the fact that Reuben goes back to the fact that oil was better when he was younger, and all that allusion to, people being scared of technology is quite a nice allegory that you get now. Never mind then. But going on to the cast, let's have a look at the cast here. So you got the Doctor, Tom Baker, in his pomp, in his flight. Tom Baker always works better for me with his brooding side than his comedy side that you start to see through this season coming up into the beginning of season 18. I always preferred the times where if he was being funny or comical, it's been done under a dark undertone, because it always works better. And Tom just works well in this story as a whole. The companionship with Leela is still the teacher, still the teacher student mentality, which is expanded on a hell of a lot more in the Seventh Doctor and Ace's era, and that sort of idea. But this is where it stems from, is the Doctor Leela idea, him teaching Leela things. And I do like Tom Baker's Doctor at this point. It's from here onwards he starts to go less to the Doctor I like. I don't mind him in season 18, but he can be a bit silly from now on in. The jokes come a bit thicker and faster after this, but this one's not bad. It's still got a lot there, and it's certainly, I think it's the pomp. I think it's the height of Tom Baker. If he'd left after the season, I don't think it would have been much different. To be fair, it would have been a good thing, but he didn't. He stayed, and I did enjoy the character. I do enjoy the character at this point, but Tom Baker is certainly a development in the Fourth Doctor's character, and he's still lovable at this point. Leela, Louise Jameson's role is very, very developed by this point. She's 4 stories in. So what she's had Face of Evil, Robots of Death, Towns of Wenchina. This is her 4th story. Interesting fact, obviously at this point, she must have been fed up with the contacts that she was wearing. Either that or the BBC ran out of budget, because they actually write it in the end of the story where the explosion of the Rutan mothership changes the pigment of her eye colour, and it changes it to her actual eye colour, which is blue. So they obviously saved a lot on contacts going forward. So I like that thing here. But I like Leela's character here. She's inquisitive. There is that savage element that they have there, that think of killing first. But there's that intelligence there that Leela still has at this point. Most companions kind of lose their edge in the first couple of stories. But Leela still has that intelligent edge there, and you can see there's intelligence there. And I do like Leela for one fact. She slaps Adelaide, who annoys the hell out of me in this story, and I'll go into that later. But then you've got the supporting cast of Lighthouse. So you've got Vince, played by John Abbott. Very unsure, very uncertain, young lighthouse keeper. He's only just starting it now on his tour. That's what they insinuate at the beginning. It's nice to have that character. He's impressionable. He is impressionable what he does, and I do like the way that John Abbott portrays him. You endear to him, and it's a shame when he does get killed. Then you got Reuben, played by Colin Douglas, who also voices the Rutan later on. I like this old man thing who's a bit fearful, but still has that soft side, but is a bit fear of technology a little bit, and disdaining of the electric keep going out, and the generator keep going out all the time. It's a coal-fired generator as well. It's an interesting situation, but I like that, and the conversation that he and Ben have at the beginning about the discussion about the change of technology is quite well done, and I like that. And it's a shame that Ben doesn't last longer than halfway through the first episode, but he's there as the first kill. He's there as the first death, and Doctor Who doesn't have death in it, then there's something quite wrong with the story. Then we've got the cast that come in from the ship from the 2nd episode onwards. We've got Sean Caffrey's Lord Palmerdale, quite a miserable, snivelly, conniving little character, and you really are rooting for him to die when he does, because he's quite a horrible man. He really is. I don't like the character. He plays it well, but it's one of these characters you're egging on to actually die, because he's such a selfish so-and-so. You've then got Colonel Skinsale, played by Alan Rowe. This isn't the first time Alan Rowe's played a character in the series. He does play a couple of other characters. I think before this, he's in the series a couple of times. But this one, affable, fairly likeable gentry. it's a shame when he passes it, although his greed gets the better of him. That's how he dies. So I like that element of it because it's right at the end where they get the diamonds from Palmerdale's money belt. That they find that he's picking up all the diamonds that the Doctor just nonchalantly chucks away. Just shows the Doctor's not interested in money. He's interested in the signs of the diamond that they used to help destroy everything. Help destroy the Rutan mothership. But I like, his just desserts of his death is there. Then we have Harker, the one of the shipmates. He's not the captain of the ship, but he is one of the shipmates, one of the crew, and he comes online and he's like Dog's body. He's quite an affable fellow. Rio Fanning does well with what he's got, but he doesn't have much. Let's be honest. And then we have Annette Willetts Adelaide, and she brings the story down. I know she's designed to be the screamer and the panicker and all that, but she grates. She's such a moany so-and-so. She really is, and I don't like that character. And it works well because you've got Leela there playing off that. It's deliberate, of course, but Leela's off there, and she's rolling her eyes and sighing. And there's one bit when Adelaide gets hysterical after finding out that that Harker dies. She screams, and Leela goes whack and slaps her. That's one of my favourite bits of the story. I do like it. And then you've got, obviously, Colin Douglas doing the voice of the Rutan. It's the only time we see the Rutans in their form in the series. And it's alluded to at this point that the Rutans are losing. They're not winning against the Sontarans. And the fact that the Earth's going to be a staging post for the strategic battle with the Sontarans. Not quite good design. I like the fact that obviously it can metamorphosize, so that makes it a bit easier production-wise for everything. And the effect works quite well for this overall. But they seem to be quite intelligent beings, and they use a little. You see them from their view for multiple times throughout the story, but you really don't see the Rutan that much until the fourth episode. You do see bits of it as time goes on, but it's used for sparingly, and that's the best Doctor Who, where you don't see the monster that much. Not because of budgetary factors. The budget and the design is actually pretty decent, apart from the CSO, apart from the chroma key parts. Production-wise, it's actually pretty solid. This is Dudley Simpson in his horns and cymbals era, where it's very pompous. It's still not grating at this point, and he is still using a synthesizer at little points here, but it's more like an organ now, Hammond organ type sound, and it helps fill that out. And it's still that style. It's still Doctor Who music as you're used to hearing it, and it's certainly the style that most people are relating to at this point. But it's okay. It's not the worst. It's not the best. This is another story directed by Paddy Russell. She directed a few. Horror Fan Rock's one of her last, if I remember rightly. I think it's one more she directs after this. But I enjoy. It's solid enough. It's obviously multi-camera. But it's solid enough. It's all most of it is studio. And if there is anything outside, I think it's at Ealing or is it Pebble Mill, because some of this was filmed at Pebble Mill apparently, in Birmingham. The studio's in Birmingham. The only time it was actually filmed there. And the film is obviously Ealing based, or it's done on a studio set. You can tell that, but it's pretty solid production, pretty solid filming in that respect. And overall, the direction's quite well done as well. Overall, I do like the story. It is one of the ones I will go back to and watch on a regular basis if I want a Tom Baker. It's certainly the era of Tom Baker I actually like. There's bits either side I'm not quite keen on. Certainly a lot after this that I'm not keen on. But overall, I give this a rating of 4 TARDISes out of 5. That's it. Thank you very much, guys, for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like it and share it with the hashtag teamstructor. Leave a comment down below. Tell me what you think of the Horror Fan Rock. Give me your review and idea of it as well. If you like this channel as a whole, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also hit the notifications bell so you know when the video comes out. New video does come out every Sunday. General rule, 4 PM GMT. Next week, we have a Kidstructor, another one with me alongside Jamie and Fraser. You'll have to find out what it is. I'm not going to tell you right now, but I hope you'll join me for that. Until next time, thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you later. Keep doing that. Keep putting myself on mute, and then I start talking and forget I'm on mute. But never mind. It's probably
back.
Yeah, we're back. Kidstruct. Yeah, we're back.
We've come out of the darkness.
Oh, you're trying to get your Fraser joke in there, are you, Arthur?
Shut it. I just remembered it. Okay.
Yeah,
It has been,
I think the
4 months.
Kidstructor actually was Huxley Pig that month when that video came out. That was interesting.
Oh yes, I remember watching that with you guys.
Yeah,
When we were doing the Quizstructors, I believe it was.
yeah, that's right. Still one of my favourite top 3 clips in Kidstructor.
Definitely.
Absolutely. So, welcome back. Hello, everybody. This is Streamstructor number 20. I'm here with Arthur and Jazz. Although
Hello.
Jazz may be leaving us fairly soon because you've got other things on tonight, haven't you?
I do. I'm a very busy person. I've got to call Australia basically, and it's about time differences and things.
Yeah.
So
Oh.
I do have a call. Not now. Like in 25 minutes. It's fine.
Yeah. But Arthur will be
Remember
here
to
for
have
the
a tea.
duration, so please don't switch off.
Oh wait, you've just told them I'm here. They might switch off now.
No. Hopefully they won't.
Don't be silly. Don't be silly.
I've missed you.
Yes, I've actually have missed having Arthur on here because I know Fraser loves to be on here when he gets the chance, but when he's got other things on at the weekend, it's always nice to have a backup. So I've missed actually having Arthur on here. So the last
Did
time
you just call Arthur your backup?
He did.
You heard
and
that too, right? That's what that sounded like.
I do not mind being a backup.
Okay, but you
Yeah.
also don't have to be a backup, Arthur. You're just great as a first choice.
I get where he's coming from though. Fraser
Oh,
does have
sassy
that
person.
charisma. God, why do I always use my hands? And because I'm on webcam, people can actually see me doing it now.
Charisma.
Charisma. Anyway,
You're saying
yeah.
that you don't have charisma? There's a lot of charisma going around.
No.
He's
I
not the
didn't
only
say-
person who owns that.
Sorry, I've got two screens, by the way. That's why I'm pointing this way. Because the Skype calls
so
on
do
the
I.
other screen.
I've got 2 screens, but
Anyway, no. I didn't say you. I was about to finish the sentence off with... Now I've lost my train of thought. Fraser has that charisma of being Fraser, and I have nothing, so I just piggyback on stuff, whereas everybody else is just awesome in that way. Whereas I need prompts, is probably the word.
Trying to say use that certain just like what? That's French. But the callback to the other vlog, guys. When he was like, "That's French."
I would say that Arthur does have charisma because one of the
do
best clips of the Turnabout Quizstructor that should be here later in the month is Arthur headbanging to the theme tune.
That sounds
Oh, no.
hilarious.
Oh no! I remember that. Oh Lord.
That was 6 months ago we did that.
Time just
What
slipped
is
away.
time though? Like,
Yeah.
I think I'm like that with I do weightlifting at my gym, and I started in November, and it's July now. Who knew? Like, it's gone. I mean, a lot of it I was at home, so it didn't feel like I've been in the gym for the entire time.
Yeah.
But we still did it. We did it like I did it 3 nights a week at home, which was still fun because I had something to do for 3 nights a week, which was actually really helpful. Actually,
Yeah.
especially for just my mental health, being like, oh, okay, I could do something cool. But now I get to go places and lift heavy things, and it's quite fun.
That's actually a fairly nice segue for mental health because I was going to
Oh,
talk
good.
about the cinema trip.
Yes, cinema. Let's have cinema corner. I'm so excited. 'Cause
Yeah,
I went
so-
once, and I'm excited to hear your experience.
Yeah, so as people know, I have a Cineworld card. I've had it for about 10 years now, and until recently, obviously not been paying for it because Cineworld decided in their wisdom that they wouldn't charge you when the cinemas are shut.
When there's no service for them to charge you for.
Yeah.
No.
So
Yeah.
that started again. I said, well, I'll take advantage of it. I mean, I only got charged £4 last month. I've got charged £7 this month. So next month was probably going to be the first full whack I get charged. They've changed the way they do the levels now. It's not all the one level anymore. They split it.
So it's like you pay more, you get more things, or whatever.
No, there's the big membership which costs the most, which is about £20.49 or something like that. And
Yeah.
that gets you to every single Cineworld cinema in the UK. You've then got a couple of other tiers. One that gets you into, I think there's IMAXs and special
okay.
cinemas.
The fancy.
And then you've got the normal one, what they call the local one. So that includes the Glasgow's, or both,
That's
all
good,
3
'cause then that's-
Glasgow cinemas.
Right, truly.
Yeah, that is all I need. So I wanted to go and see Cruella last month.
Oh yeah, I saw it. I'm ready.
And of course, thinking social distancing, right, okay, I'll book. I was aware that obviously you need to split things and, have the situation where you've got distance between people to watch.
But they do that for you. You don't have to be aware of that.
Yeah, so I found out. Now, the app says that you need 2 people space, 2-seat space if you're in England. But in Scotland,
what did you do?
It's 3-seat space.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I spent 2-3, well, didn't feel like hours, but it was only a few minutes, but cursing at this thing saying, I'm 3 away, why won't you pick me? I couldn't book for Cruella, ended up watching Peter Rabbit 2 instead.
Oh no!
So,
I thought we were going to have a Cruella chat just now, because I saw it.
no, but I saw Peter Rabbit 2 instead, because that was the only other one, but there's a few films coming out that's exciting. It was fun, it's...
Flopsy and Hopsy doing okay? That's what I call Fraser's Rapids. Flopsy and Hopsy. Turns out that's not their names. Then whenever I babysit them, I'm always like, hello Flopsy, hello Hopsy. Like, I just assume that's what they're actually called.
Yeah, it was a good film. It progresses on what the situation from the first film, but you still got the slapstick there, but it's kind of riffing on the same thing again. It's not quite like Paddington, where it develops into complete, it develops the characters. There is a few riffs of what made the first one successful. But there's a few Beatrix Potter references, real life Beatrix Potter references in this one as well.
That's nice. I like
So that'd
that.
be nice. Bea is asked at one point how many books she wants to write, and there's a reference to Beatrix Potter's actual number in there.
Ooh,
so
that's nice.
That's a nice little reference. I already knew that because a couple of weeks before I was when you get into the rabbit hole of YouTube.
The Peter Rabbit hole?
Yeah. Well, this definitely was a Peter Rabbit hole because I ended up watching the documentary on Beatrix Potter that Patricia Routledge did a few years ago.
Oh, I want to watch that. That's on YouTube.
Quite interesting, yeah.
Very cool.
Patricia Routledge, otherwise known as Hyacinth Bouquet in Keeping Up Appearances.
Sure.
Yeah.
Bucket.
Mrs. Bucket, yeah, absolutely.
I honestly thought you said something else there.
Wow.
I didn't. Just like you were like, I'll just.
Yeah.
I'll watch
it.
It.
Was a reference to Bouquet.
Yeah, I get it now,
sense.
but I was like, did she honestly just say she's going to go watch it? So right now, and I'll go do it. I'm like, no, I can't watch it.
I saw Cruella, but I went to the new View at St. Enoch's because they're doing really good deals. So basically,
how is that anyway? How's it looking?
So good.
It's good, is it?
So good. So they've got new tickets. Like all the deals are like you pay like £3.50 or like £4 per ticket because like tons of deals at the moment for it. I got them through work, but I've also got them through like Vodafone. There's like 2 tickets for £7. Like it's really, it's not even money. It's money you would like lose and not even think about. Like, and then they're all the recliner ones, like at the Odeon. And so they're all recliners. I've been to 2 different cinemas in there now, 2 different screens, both lovely. And they just do the separation for you, so that all the things are in pairs, and then there's pairs between that as well. So, because I'm by myself, it's just like, it's the best, because nobody's allowed to be near me. It's my favorite thing.
I mean, that bit I like, the fact that you've got the space and you're not got somebody chomping away in your left ear or right ear right beside you. I like that idea.
You have because you got a little table, you have all your stuff, your snacks and your stuff on it. Oh, it's fun. It's my new favorite thing because, like everyone, have not been to the cinema since then. And it turns out I really missed it. So I've seen that, and I saw In the Heights. So
In the Heights, I don't know that one.
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
All right, okay.
So the Hamilton guy. So it's actually his first musical that he ever did, but as an actual film musical, not like Hamilton, which is obviously a Broadway recording. Yeah. But this is an actual film, it's fine. I'm a big musical fan, and I thought it was fine. But it's more like a snapshot into a kind of world rather than like a story. My friend described it really well it's kind of like Cats if everyone was Latinos. So take that what you will.
Yeah, but better filmed than the Cats that just came out last year.
Yes.
Yeah.
It wasn't broken by CGI and nonsense.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
Also, Cats is terrible. It's actually my least favorite musical probably ever. Cats and Pippin, both bad. I could talk about musicals for too long, so you need to change the subject.
Yeah,
otherwise
absolutely. Sorry, I'll move away from that. Robert's saying, stream number 20, where are the gremlins? And Arthur's replied saying, Barry has a new setup, the gremlins are visiting less now. Yeah, the only gremlins are me when I press the wrong button.
You're in a gremlin coming out there, Barry.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
When was the last time I actually ate something after midnight? Oh, it was years ago, that's probably why, but there we are.
Get water on you. Gotta watch out for that. It's raining.
Where's the nearest cinema to you? Is that the Odeon in Kilmarnock, Arthur?
You know, Odeon technically in air right now, but...
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, he's disappeared.
He's gone. Oh, God. I'm afraid.
Oh,
Sorry,
it's scary.
I'm just very impressed with it, and that's me just being...
I'm impressed that you printed it.
That's
But
3D
I'm
printed,
also
that's brilliant.
afraid.
Yeah. I have to move the... Yes. Yeah, so Air Odeon, I don't know how long that's going to still be there for. There is word of supposedly the Kyle Centre being refitted to become some kind of multi-cinema leisure centre, which would be interesting. Other than that, there's really Kilmarnock is the next one, and even then, that's still an Odeon. The nearest View or even Cineworld is up in Glasgow, East Kilbride, and yeah, Glasgow areas basically.
Yeah.
So
I'm kind of confined to what Odeon has if I go to cinema.
I don't mind Odeon because I used to go to the one on the Quay sometimes when I lived at the South Side. But otherwise, but now it makes the most sense because now I live on the subway. Not me to brag, but it's actually really convenient. No, but also because I moved here during lockdown, so I've not been able to really use it because there's nowhere to go. There's not been anywhere to go or do anything for such a long time. So I've been living on like a subway station being like, wow, this will be so convenient.
Yeah.
For nothing. And then so it's been really nice to be able to use it to go play. And that sounds so dumb, but it's just like actually utilizing the West End has been really nice.
I mean, that must have been a frustrating thing for you Glasgow guys when the lockdown was happening and you were in level 3 and everybody else was in at least level 2.
It was sad.
And you were stuck, and you know, the biggest population in a council area in Scotland, and they've got effectively an 8 square mile area to go round. And then you've got Arthur, who's got virtually half of the west coast of Scotland, the Esher Coast to explore, and I've got quite a large area in South Lanarkshire to explore, and all the Glaswegians are stuck there. It's a bit sad, you know.
Yeah, it was rough. I'm not gonna lie.
So yeah, on that note, weirdly enough, yes, you were level 3, but the second that those 20-degree heats came up, suddenly level 3 didn't exist, and everybody was in air, and I'm like, why?
Sorry about it.
That wasn't.
I mean, that wasn't me. It definitely wasn't me. I was still here, wishing I could have people inside my house.
No, Arthur, you get that wrong. It was all the people from Girvan coming up because they wanted to change the scenery and improvement in what they had down there. But there we are.
That's true. Girvan really doesn't have much, does it?
And then air all goes en masse up to the free towns, and then the free towns go up to Largs, and before you know it, there's people in Port Glasgow.
What does the free towns mean, Bazza?
Stevenson, Ardrossan, and is it Stevenson, Ardrossan, and what's the other one?
Ardrossan. I know that one. I like that beach. There's a nice beach there.
It's not Irvine. It's three towns. And I can't remember the third one now.
Ardrossan South Beach is on the train station. I've been there and it was delightful.
That's got a manual level crossing, that one, if I remember rightly.
Well, I was just excited because I only use public transport to get places, so it was really convenient. I'll go there. Nice too.
I honestly can't remember what.
It was just a turn of phrase I hadn't heard before, so I generally ask if I don't understand the things.
No, it's
I'm like, hi, I'm Thorin. Tell me things.
Saltcoats, is it?
Saltcoats, Ardrossan, and Stevenson. Yes.
What do you call them? The free towns?
Three towns, because they're very close to each other.
Yep.
Are you saying 3 or free?
3.
1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3.
Cool. It's not.
I do have a bad habit of having not saying my THs correctly.
Well, no, it's me because I also didn't understand the concept. So I was like, "What are these free? Is it just like a freehold? Is that what you call it? I don't understand."
Three towns. Yes. So Ardrossan, Saltcoats, and
I like it.
Stevenson. Yeah.
Nice up there.
That's good.
That's not a bad beach. That coast is nice.
It is. It's also, I think, mostly because it's also the ferry route as well. They have to keep that area maintained
nicer.
more. Yeah.
I did like that. I think that's what my beach day might be. I don't know. I want a beach day. I'm ready for it.
Mind you, really, you could maybe class Air Perth, Air Prestwick and
Troon or Moncton.
as like a Freetown situation as well, because they're very close to each other.
Yeah, they're literally, Troon definitely, because it's like 10 minutes at max to get from Ayr to Prestwick and Prestwick to Troon.
Now, Troon, that's meant to be nice.
Troon's a bit further up, so yeah.
I've heard of that being a nice place to go.
It has a golf course, so
Oh,
and it gets
boring.
Yeah,
it gets
but
put on-
it's not the golf course owned by somebody who just got indicted for his company got indicted for. That's Turnberry, and I feel sorry for them down there.
I don't want to, you know,
yeah.
ruin a war.
Troon is one that's used by the actual like golf tourneys, basically.
Oh, fancy.
Rather, it's been on TV. It's on TV quite often, actually, when it comes to the golf season.
Oh, we knew they had a season. Learning
Yeah,
every
actually.
day.
And so that should be coming up soon. Now I come to think about it, because the weather's getting good.
Is that what happens? There's been so
Yeah,
much
the
sport
UK
recently. It's
The
been
UK
really
Open's coming. That's the thing about the sports situation, right?
I'm like,
People are complaining about the fact they can't go to gigs
yeah,
or open
I don't know.
nightclubs, which
Plays.
or plays. Plays, I don't understand, because that can work in the same controlled way they're doing stadiums for football and tennis and everything else.
Crazy that that's the thing that pisses me off.
I
Like,
don't get that.
work in the
I
arts.
understand festivals. I understand nightclubs because there's a lack of control element
Nightclubs
there.
because
I
it's
get
also
that.
like the point of it is being drunk and stupid. So there's an issue with that as an element.
It's not
But,
fun.
like-
It's not fun. They've been shut for 15 months, but I understand why there's
But the
there's
stuff with
difficult
the
control.
arts is
Yeah.
wild because like why it's always sport trumps arts in this country, my country as well. Like, and it's so frustrating because why? Does anyone know why? It really makes me mad.
I mean, I understand why the sports could work in regards to the stadiums if it's seated.
It's the open
because
air part.
It's the
as
open
well,
air
I think.
part. Plus, it's
Yeah.
seated.
But even
you
that,
can- you
like
can do
Bard and the
controls for
Botanics
that.
isn't happening. That's a park Shakespeare play.
Yeah.
Why could that not work? Or even like they've closed the bandstand in Kelvin Grove.
Mhm.
Like, I don't understand that. Again, that's a completely open air. There's so many things you could do there in a creative way that would be really safe. But it's just like they just can't be bothered.
The
They're
thing
just like,
is,
"Nah, too
the
hard."
theatre argument doesn't work because the Crucible Theatre in Sheffield hosted the Snooker World Championships this year at the usual time in April, and their final was done with full capacity. So, with the right controls in place, it's perfectly possible for theatres to open again.
Yeah,
They proved it 3 months ago.
I'd love to have my job back. It'd be really cool.
But I get nightclubs in respect to why they're not going ahead. It's not fun they are,
Yeah.
but I understand that. I understand festivals to an extent as well, because
Depends on the
people are
festival.
complaining about the football situation in Grass Green, but it's all seated,
Yeah.
so
I
they've
don't know,
got that back up under control a little bit. You know,
And the same thing with gigs because you can do seated ones like that. Obviously, it's not the same vibe, and like people maybe want to be able to have, the same gig vibe. But personally, I'm like, oh, I get to sit and still be able to see the stage. How convenient for me.
I don't
Like,
see
there's a
why-
lot of like things like pods and stuff that they're doing, and I know they're doing it in Melbourne anyway. Like a lot of like layered pods, so you're outdoors, but you're still kind of like elevated and stuff, so they can kind of be separated.
I don't see why tribute bands can't go back into theatres like they were before, because that's all. Especially Kings, they do a lot of tribute band things.
We do
come around.
and a lot of jukebox musicals. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
so many jukebox
I
musicals.
don't see why that can't happen.
Lot.
Yeah.
But it's anything like that, like it's real rough. We don't really know much more. Like they give us a newsletter every month to go, well, you keep hanging on, and that's about it. Like just kind of sad. But I'm hopeful.
Yeah, you were thinking of something there, Arthur, were you?
I'm just thinking that just a monthly update. I don't think that's enough, to be honest.
Yeah,
It really should be more of a bi-weekly at a minimum.
You'd think so. The amount of
But-
people that there is, like, but yeah, we get like a monthly newsletter. They do like a company call when things change, like when restrictions change. Sometimes they'll do a company call, but like, yeah, it's tricky. It'd just be nice. Like, also, like, I miss my friends. I miss it's my first job that I ever had in this country. Like my first Scottish friends I made in the theatre, So like, and a lot of them are still there, and it's just quite nice. But I also just miss doing the things that I like doing, or seeing stuff. Also, I miss money. Real helpful.
Very true.
I have some. I have a part-time job. Don't worry, everybody. But it would be helpful if my other job came back. It would still furloughed a bit, but like because it's like a casual thing, it's all percentages. Like it's not great. It's not like rent money. It's like a nice tip, is what it is, rather than kind of like a standard furlough situation.
Yeah, well, to be fair, me and Arthur have been lucky in respect that we've had full-time work all the way through.
Which is great.
Yeah.
I've been more lucky because I've actually been working from home, and I now have permanent working from home with my work. But Arthur, unfortunately, has been dealing with the masses, so Arthur's maybe good to have the money, but not for the job itself. And
it's hard.
No. Dealing with people in general is just hard.
That's
Dealing with people who think they know better than regulations and restrictions is harder.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun at all.
I hope that the idea they're thinking down in England doesn't get put into action across the UK, because that's going to be hell for you to start with.
Wait, what's the England thing?
Voluntary face masks you talking about? Yeah.
Oh wait, what?
Yeah,
because you've been battling in the supermarket you live in, and there's
they're saying voluntary.
Living, working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I read that. That's wild and dumb.
Trying to figure out is this week
and
or
that won't work because we know that it won't work because in the beginning of this it was a guideline and no one did it until it was a rule.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like no one did it until it was a rule. Though to be fair, if I see anyone without a mask, I was on the subway the other day and like a bunch of like, you know, quite young girls who were all like gussied up or whatever. I sound like 1,000 years old, gussied up. But like, and they were wearing masks and stuff. And I was like, just glaring at them, not even consciously doing it, but just real mad at them, glaring at them, being like, what are you doing? What is this?
Yeah. I've never really worn a mask outside. It's always been indoors.
Yeah.
No.
I didn't see the need to wear it outside, and obviously they've kind of established that probably isn't as much needed. There are some companies where mask wearing outside was all the time, but this country have been okay with that.
Australia is like that. Australia, like Melbourne, not all of Australia, but Melbourne was masks outside as well.
Yeah.
Unless you were like running or something.
Yeah. Robert's saying you really hate to deal with the general public. When I was working in a call centre, I listened to calls made from people in a call centre and mark them. So I hate the general public treating my people I'm marking the worst. So I get where you're coming from with that one, Robert.
Definitely, Robert. My temporary job, one of my temporary COVID jobs, was call centre for the COVID testing. So like booking in tests for people. And then I also did like the donation of convalescent plasma for COVID treatment. I also booked those, and like it was a wild ride. Like it was so full on.
So much frustration with that and the vaccines and everything. I mean, it does seem to be working, and they are saying, well, the reason why the case is spiking is not because of the people over 45; it's the people under 45 that are the problem at the moment.
Yeah,
well, we've always been the problem. Let's be honest.
Yeah, we're that.
But you two aren't part of those statistics anymore. You are fully vaccinated. I'm still the risk.
That's true. It's lovely. A whole different vibe.
How was everybody's reaction to their first injection, by the way?
Fine.
Terrible.
I love how this is like the penultimate scenario. Barry was on the good side of it. Jasmine was on the bad side of it.
We had different vaccines though, because I got mine early because I was working for NHS. I got my first one in February, so it was before all like blood clot like gate of AstraZeneca. So mine were the AstraZeneca ones, because now they don't give them to young people anymore.
Yeah, well, I got the Pfizer on that basis because I'm under 40.
I got Pfizer. Yes, but Astra I found really rough. I had like a day of like real terrible flu and kind of feeling hungover as well, like kind of like just out of body.
Yeah.
They say the younger you are, the more you're going to be reacting because your immune system's higher.
Yeah, and then I had my arm hurt for a week. I couldn't bear any weight in it. Speaking of gym, I had to get my trainer to like make me hold different things that I was like, I can't use my left arm. You'll have to make something up that I can do with the rest of my body.
Yeah, my arm was a little tender. But I could work it perfectly. I decided to go the right arm because I'm left-handed, so I didn't want to. But they asked the questions at the beginning. I mean, Robert knows it because he saw the video I said last month. But they asked the question, "Do you have any breathing problems?" That's not what I heard.
Did you hear breathing?
I heard breathing.
And you were like, hasn't been tested. But
I said,
yeah, back to you.
sorry, can you say that again, please? I didn't quite catch that. They said breathing.
Because you're
I
like,
said,
why is that relevant?
and I said, oh, breeding, right? I know I'm a single man, but I didn't know that was relevant. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, God.
So how's your breeding? And
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Just one of those questions that the NHS love to ask you.
yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, is your breeding a 10 successful or a 1 unsuccessful? Please
Yeah.
scale.
They
You're
don't,
a
well,
minus.
let's be fair. In some parts of the country, they just ask which area of a town you live in. And they establish the breeding situation from that. So.
Yeah, that's true, to be honest. Population density in this small section of town is higher than the rest of the UK.
Yeah.
Aye.
Robert said
Anyway.
he had the AstraZeneca and he ended up being lightheaded for 2 days.
Yeah.
I got the Astra as well.
Oh, okay. And how did you feel?
Shite, and I was on Cocodamo.
Boing.
Oh.
Yep, my arm was aching for about a week.
Yes.
I was nauseous, dizzy, fatigued. What would probably be a migraine, but because of the Cocodamo, didn't actually really take effect.
So I've never had a migraine, but I think it might have been because I couldn't even look at my screen. Like I had to basically lie down in the dark because normally I couldn't even have a good sick day of like watching TV in bed because like I couldn't look at I could look at the laptop. I could barely look at my phone, and I just had to like lie there till I felt better. And I've never had that. I'm not a migraine person, so I was like, is this what it is? Is this what it's like? Because I hate this.
You can feel nauseous. If it's a very stuffy room, you can get if it's a very stuffy room, it sets me off, which is why my window's been open virtually since the beginning of lockdown last year without being shut. We've been shut a handful of times. It's been virtually open all the way through. Yeah, I've got to be careful if I have too much caffeine because it can build up and cause a knock-on effect. So I've got to be careful.
It's one of those things. I guess some people are prone to it. I know, like Fraser's prone to. He's been mentioned a lot in this. But yeah, I know he's prone to a migraine. But like, I think some people are prone to it, some people aren't. It's like some people are fainters, and some people aren't. Like I've never fainted, but like my cousin is like a prone. She faints all the time. Like, but I'm like a blood nose person. Some people don't get blood noses. That's like my jam. No, it's a bad turn of phrase.
That's maybe not the best turn of phrase at all. No,
didn't mean it. But like that's the thing that I get. You know, like. Whereas my cousin's never had a blood nose, and I get them all the time, but like I never faint and she faints. You know what I mean? Like I think some people just
I get
have those things. So that's what I was like, maybe this is migraine? I don't know. I don't know what to expect.
Yeah. Well, I've noticed it's 9 o'clock, so you have to go make a phone call.
I am. But I'll wait to say goodbye to Arthur because he's left, and I have to wait to say goodbye properly.
Arthur's gone?
Oh, I can't see him.
No, Arthur's still there. Oh, no. Oh, right. Okay, I see. I know you can see. He's hiding. That's what it is.
Hiding. Okay.
Yes, I'm currently on a phone call, but I have half hearing on, so I'm coming to say goodbye.
Yes. Well, this has been lovely. Thanks for having me, Bazza.
Yes.
Lovely to see Arthur. It's been nice.
You too, Jazz.
And I'm sure we'll catch up maybe in the flesh.
Yeah, hopefully next time it will be in the flesh, and it might.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, fingers crossed. It might be something Kidstructor related as well, because that would be lovely getting back to that again. But I'll explain.
Or just a beer. Let's take the pressure off, Bazza. It's fine.
Or just a beer.
Like,
I was trying to keep it YouTube-y, like, or
keep
for
it
the YouTube
professional.
conversation.
No. We can do a vlog at the pub. Keep everyone involved.
Absolutely.
There you go. How about
Do a
that?
Facebook Live.
Yeah, there you go.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Right.
Well, nice to see you guys.
You
Right.
too.
See you later, Jazz.
Take care. Bye now.
Bye-bye. And she's gone. So Arthur is now the only person on there. He is the only disembodied voice you can see on screen. You said you're prone to nosebleeds when you get too warm, Robert. That's interesting. Wasn't aware of that. Oh well. But Arthur is on a call, so I'm going to take him off the screen there because you're just going to see him speaking to somebody and it's not me, so that's fine. So yeah, you got a thumbs up from me there. While he's on that call and speaking that, we'll play the last of the videos today, which is the second vlog of today's Streamstructor. When I visited a place of family heritage and interest, a visit to New Lanark. Hello everybody, it's 2016 and yes it has been a while, but hopefully, and I keep saying this but this time hopefully it's true, That's what you get every vlog, is me saying, hopefully this is going to be a continuation. But there has been a lot of planning going on. This vlog isn't going to go out straight away. It is part of a pipeline of vlogs I'm planning, can't even get my tongue right today, I'm planning to do. So, thanks very much for tuning in, as always, and here we go. Well, that's me made the trip. I'm at the car park at New Lanark. About to go and explore. I've been here a few times. Lots of times. There's family around here on my mum's side, so New Lanark is a place where we can meet up for family gatherings as much as anywhere else. Last time the family met wasn't exactly in happier circumstances, but I'm not really going to delve into that in this video. It's going to be too much. But it's been a good 4 or 5 years since I was down in New Lanark and actually went through the exhibit, so this is why I'm going today. And also hoping to go for a walk down the Forth and Clyde Trail as well. Try and get some exercise in, and maybe get a bit of conversation in as well. So, here we go. So, we have New Lanark here, and this is going to be a lovely walk down. There isn't really a, it's a car park on top, and then walk down. But even if you get this far, you come to this. I mean, that is stunning. And I know my finger work is rubbish. It's been a while, but it's there, I mean, that's just New Lanark there. What I can certainly say is if it was 250 years ago, they'd have a lot of power at the moment. The Clyde is full. Now there's a waterfall called the Coral Inn, which is up the trail, and it looks like that's going to be spectacular when I go up there. But the main concern at the moment is to go down to this place here. So this is New Lanark. Down that direction is Caithness Row, where my grandfather was born, and there's a little story attached to that. My grandfather was born in 1920, and it was still a mill at that point. The mill was created in the late 1800s by a mill owner called David Dale. His son-in-law Robert Owen took it over in 1800. You probably recognise the name Robert Owen. He's well known for his transformative practices of work for his workers, better healthcare, better education for people. He really made it different. It was a different working system as well. The way conduct was measured. There's lots of exhibitions around here, different places, different houses. It's been renovated over the past 30 or so years. Story about my grandfather is that they used to turn the lights off rather early, and he happened to be born late at night, so they had to turn the lights back on again for him to be born. Now, they're stating that he is the last person to do that, to have this honour, although I don't know if that's true. There's relatives from one of the 8 brothers and sisters that my grandfather had. He was the oldest. No longer with us, sadly. Passed away a good 20 odd years ago. So yes, that's an interesting thing to have a history against, and there is a family history here. This is where my mum, Lanark is where my mum grew up, and that's where my grandfather lived in his later years. But we'll go through all the exhibitions, all the exhibits. There is one exhibit I can't go on, and that's called the Anna McLeod Experience. Now that is an exhibit that's been that's been there for about 20 odd years, 20-30 years. You're in a little pod that you ride along, and basically you travel through time, and it's had 3 incarnations, this ride. The Anna McLeod Experience was the first. They then did what they call New Millennium, and then they changed it again to the Anna McLeod Experience, and I've been on it more recent, and I understand it's, better than it was, and yes, I have been on it previously. I did want to go on last time, but they don't film, so I can't actually tell you. I can't actually show it to you. They can't film, but hopefully I'll be able to sneak a few shots in of some other places, and also my walk later on. A 1930s room in the mill worker's house. 1820s mill worker's house. So as you can see from the mill worker's house, basically exhibits of different rooms at different types, and obviously talking about the wash day as well at the back of it. Didn't put much on that, I suppose I should have. But now I'm off to the village store. Here we have village shop, and apparently this is one of the pioneering ideas that Robert Owen set up for the cooperative movement. He used to buy things in bulk and used to pass it on to the residents, and then, you know, get cheap goods for their workings, and they didn't get themselves massively into debt. So it was, you know, a great place to, you know, get their provisions, and this man did a lot for them in regards to what you know, the place itself. But we'll go to his house next and see what the house brings, and see how he lived, because we've seen how the workers lived, but let's see how he lived. Here we are in the kitchens of Robert Owen's house. We'll have a little exhibition here. Since my family seemed to be down here, I should stop making silly mistakes. Caithness Row is down that way, not, as I said earlier on, that way. But I am off down that direction because I've got one more place to visit, and I'm going to go for a wee walk. It won't be as long as I want, because light and everything else is going to say otherwise. Apparently it's supposed to get better this afternoon, that's why I wanted to come today, but no, weather's not being very helpful at the moment. But I'm just going to visit one more place. Now I've been to Robert Owen's house, and then that's my tour of the museum exhibits of New Lanark finished today. The only problem is most of the stuff's shutting, so I've got to the stage of the day where things are closing down. There's one exhibit you saw in there, took a couple of photographs of it about the Save the New Lanark exhibition, had something about the families in New Lanark. One of those photographs is my great grandmother, Margaret Stewart. So yes, an interesting photograph indeed. Oh my word! Don't know if you ever hear any of this, but this is the falls just at the side of the Atlantic going out to the trails, to the nature reserve. Oh my word, the noise! Obviously it's been heavy rain, but wow! I've never been down here when it's been this heavy, but this is amazing! I don't know if you can hear me on this. I'm trying to get the adjustment of the view a bit right. There we are. If you can hear me, this is great. I think I might have to do some subtitles here, but I've been on woodland walks by rivers, Calder Glen with the Rotten Calder, the Avon for Châtellerault. I've never been here when a river is in such full flow. It's breathtaking. I wasn't expecting this today. I was expecting to be quite a little conversation for the end of the vlog. But as you can hear, I don't think it's going to be quiet. I think it's going to be really difficult to talk a lot, but I will try. Right, got to a little bit of a quieter bit so I could talk a bit more normally. Behind me is the River Clyde, and this river will wind its way all the way up through Glasgow and out to the Firth of Clyde. But yeah, no, this is the first proper vlog I've done where I've had a beginning, middle and end for a year. The last time I did a vlog of this type was Cardiff, which has just been released in the past few weeks. And this is the first of hopefully, and I keep saying this, multiple vlogs that will happen over the next year. The idea is to go out and do stuff and test ideas and test things for projects I've got coming up. So if some of these shots that you get in this video are arty, there's a reason for it. It will come clear as time goes on. You can see the Clyde behind me. I'm going to do some walking, prevent my arms getting too sore. So I'm going to switch the camera. There we are. That's better. I mean, that's the only problem being left-handed. The proper way round for the picture is designed for right-handers. So yeah, it's been, well, video-wise, it's been 4 years until a few weeks ago, as of filming this, that I hadn't posted anything. The last thing I posted was a unboxing video for my Samsung Galaxy S2, which is now on 4 years ago. This is a S5 I'm filming on. That's what Cardiff was filmed on as well. And it's what the vast majority of my little filming projects are going to be for the next year. Well, for the next 6 months anyway. New phones coming up. But regardless of that, what's new? Well, when you were last with me on regular vlogs, I was working in a Pizza Hut, deliveries and also managing the shop. Decided time had to move on. I decided to go and, you know, go better horizons. Maybe not, but certainly less stress, better pay, or at least similar pay. And that meant me going to I know it's a bit wary of people around here, so used to not talking in front of the camera, I've forgotten how it works. But yeah, no. So basically I'm now working in a call centre again, dealing with complaints. I know, too much would take the stress off, but I've got a week off just now from that. And I'm taking advantage of it by going out places, walking a bit more, because I'm not exactly the best of health at the moment. But that's not the point. The point is to get out there, start doing some filming, start building up a fan base, and start getting to a situation where my 41 current subscribers as the moment of this video increases. The views then start to increase. These things become more of a model that I can go with and can work with, and they become something that I want to get involved with and do more often as a, not just a hobby, but eventually as a career. I am trained in TV industry. That's what my training was. Haven't had much chance to do it the past few years because of financial concerns, but I've now got a situation with a working laptop, a phone that's half decent with its video and sound quality. I should be able to now take it to the next step, to get the next step of filming quality I want, filming and sound quality I want, and allow me to go and do what I want to do and do some projects I've been meaning to do for a few years. Don't want to say what they are fully yet because I'm still in the early planning, but certainly some of the test shots and things I've done today in this vlog that you'll see are indication of what I'm thinking of doing and why I'm doing it. Maybe, I don't know, but certainly there's lots of opportunities coming up. I've been abroad for the first time since the last time I did anything. Been to Belgium for a family holiday, going to Poland this year, that's the hope. So, you know, I'm starting to explore the world just outside the west of central Scotland. And the last two vlogs of different locations, the Manchester and Cardiff one's a testament to me going elsewhere. The Manchester one was ready to go and edit for years. There actually wasn't an addendum on it that I was planning for going to Edinburgh. That never happened. So it never took off. But you know, it's it's certainly something I like to do, is explore more, do the vlogs more than just a case of me walking through woodland trails. I mean, I seem to be doing that quite a bit with my vlogs, but it's the only way I can get peace and quiet to actually talk and be confident in what I'm talking about. You know, so I'm really looking forward to the fact that I'm getting back to that, and I sincerely hope that very soon I'm able to have a better presence online. I'm working on it, I'm doing stuff, I'm editing stuff. There's videos you've been seeing recently of me doing next time trailers or previous trailers for Doctor Who stories. I'm effectively just tailing off and finishing off an issue I had with one of the things I did start with when I was on YouTube to start with, which is the next time previously trailers for Doctor Who story Trial of the Time Lord. But that doesn't necessarily mean that I'm not going to be wanting to, you know, carry on and do something a little bit more substantial with that, and I ideally want to put a video out a week, one video a week. That will do. That will make the difference for me, and allow me to go and do other things and, you know, build up a base. Because that was the thing. I was blogging, I was posting, but I wasn't posting that regularly. And it's a case of trying to do half decent quality stuff that's regularly posted. That's what I'm trying to do, and that's what I'm trying to build on. I'm also trying to do a written vlog to complement my thoughts every week that I couldn't put on film. So there's a ways of building up a fan base of initial people to look at it. So there's a lot going on, there's a lot of things to do and say and discuss, but I'm just going to go enjoy the rest of this walk. When we get up to Coral Inn, you'll get a few fantastic shots of Coral Inn. I'm going past the Bonington power station at the moment, which is a hydroelectric power station, definitely getting its money's worth today, that's for sure. So I'll just leave it just now, and hopefully I will be able to get a couple of shots for you. There we are, Coral Inn. And I think that's probably enough for this vlog. Thank you very much for watching as always. Don't forget to subscribe if this is the first time you've seen my videos or want to see more. I am posting something every week at the moment, so please stay tuned every Sunday. You'll see something about 7 o'clock GMT. Keep it going, keep listening, keep viewing, keep spreading the word. You have my written vlog that's down in the notes below if you want to find out the latest thoughts and feelings of me. If you don't want to, that's absolutely fine, not bothered. But I'm going to leave you, I think, with this fantastic view. So if you have been watching, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you later. Ah, that's made me feel all warm and fuzzy watching that one. That was it, really cool. I know I've said I was embarrassed for some of the earlier ones, but that one I'm actually quite happy watching back, because it's actually interesting 5.5 years down the line what my intentions were. They've not changed that much. I don't think this is a career now, I think it's just a hobby.
Yeah.
But the fact I was wanting to post weekly videos for 6 months, and 5.5 years down the line, I'm still doing it. It's nuts, but it's cool.
That's better.
So Robert was saying he remembers going to New Lanark with my high school for study weekends at the youth hostel down there. Yeah. But as I say, there's a lot of family history for me down there, so it was interesting going there. And it's the last journey, I think it was the penultimate journey in the car that I had at the time. So yeah, I haven't had owned a car since, so that'll be interesting when that comes up next time.
Also, your 41 subscribers, which you are now sitting at 275.
Yes, I know. I've had a good month this month, because it was 263 last time I did a live stream, so I've had a decent month. So
it's
yeah,
scary how much it goes up in 5 years as well. Was it 5 years?
5.5 years, yeah.
5.5.
So it's kind of like, it is scary how quickly it's gone up. I never thought I'd get to close to 300, but hey, that's the nature of the beast. And I think it is because of regular posting. I think it's regular stuff. And if I'd just done vlogs like I had there, I would have burnt out in 44 months. So the variety I do is help longevity, I think, personally.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because sticking with one thing for too long, just in the say for an exercise regime as an example, that's like a big no-no in that world because you could just overtax your body. The same goes for the digital side, like for vlogs. Yeah, I can't get words out. Yay, Arthur's back. Vlogs. Yeah, so if you did vlogs too much, or if you did reactions or commentaries, if you just focused on one of them, you would burn yourself out, as you were saying. But having that ability to, say, skip between the three, for example, allowing you to mix and match, gives you that time to chillax in a way from each of the other ones, so you don't have to focus. Your mind can then be rejuvenated and refreshed for when you come back to going for the next one.
Yeah, I think your fan's going Billy over here. I don't think you just turned it on before you started speaking because it's just it's hitting the mic. Sorry, that's all it was.
That's cool. So obviously I can't hear myself. I've muted the stream so I don't get double stereo.
But don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. There is downsides to the thought process I do and the way I post stuff because it splits the audience.
Yeah,
because there'll be people who will come to watch this. There'll be people who come to watch the Streamstructor, the reactions. There'll be people who watch the vlogs and people watch Doctor Who reviews. People watch all four, but it kind of splits it a little bit. But I'd rather be slow and steady than a big number of people which you couldn't control or manage in regards to reactions and comments and that, and that would burn you out just as quickly.
Exactly.
In regards to improving technologies, my camera work is shaky as hell. Thank goodness I found a selfie stick that really has steady stuff.
Nice.
I don't think I could have done the New Year's vlog this year without a selfie stick. I think those slip-ups would have caused problems with the phone for a long term. The selfie stick could have helped that because I could allay the crash a bit more because of the controller. And the technology has improved. I use Thai mics. I use Lavalier mics all the time now when I'm doing stuff. So, the quality's better.
But that is something that you expect as technology develops as well and becomes more readily available to us. Like, I can't remember the word. Average Joe's maybe one word.
Yeah.
Or the civilian side, if you want to go for a slightly more militaristic terminology.
Yeah.
Yeah. Technology slowly filters its way down and makes it easy and accessible, depending on your budget style as well. So, definitely.
What things amazing with watching the vlogs up till now, and this is where the vlogs start hitting their stride, with these sort of videos the videos you see in the next few months. Thank goodness for selfie sticks. Yeah, I know, Robert. It makes so much difference in regards to keeping a steady shot. I can't afford a gimbal, though. I could afford a gimbal, but why use a gimbal when I still want that kind of raw look at the times, When it comes to developing and looking at stuff, it's been interesting over the past 20 months looking at these vlogs as they've been developing from a DV cam technology, me being very nervy in what I'm doing. I'm still got nerves at this point. I'm still reticent at this point in the vlogs, and my confidence builds as time goes on. I think it's gone back to a bit of nervous again with the whole lockdown situation because you're a bit unsure where you want to film and that, and obviously let's just say I wasn't as careful about who was included and shot in the earlier videos as well. So, so there's elements that come in to make it more. But I'm certainly more confident in what I do now. I hope I am anyway, and I hope it's made a difference to these as time's gone on as well.
Oh yeah, definitely. From watching back some of your old stuff with you on here and off when we're not on this, and just seeing the progression of the strength you have, if that makes sense. The way you hold yourself in the camera, the way you talk to the camera, it's just definitely improved throughout the decades. And it shows, it definitely does. So,
and when you say decades, we do mean decades. There's been a Deanstructor channel for 15 years, only posting regularly for 3 and 5.5 of that, but yeah, it definitely is decades because we're now on the third decade of fun. But things change, things develop. Ultimately, I don't. I was coming out of a big financial rut at that point. It was near the end of my financial stushy at that point, and you can tell. And it was interesting seeing my thoughts and feelings at that point and watching it in a kind of detached way again.
Yeah, definitely. So you could see that you started off kind of in the gloom. I'm guessing that was just all things personal hitting you, and then as you started to shed those personal weights, you became brighter. God, that sounds so cheesy saying that, but you became more free with your just how you held yourself. Oh God, now I really do sound cheesy. Fucking hell. I hope you get what I'm saying.
I get exactly where you're coming from, absolutely. It helps when you got people like yourself and Fraser and Jazz that come on and just love getting involved in conversation. And this is part of the reason I love these live streams now, because the conversation. I don't think Streamstructors would have lasted without the help of you and Fraser in the early days, and Jazz and Jamie joining in at times as well. It really does make a difference. And Robert, of course, coming in every time and making comments. It really does make a difference. And yet the views aren't strong. I mean, we're still talking about views of double digits every week for what I put up. But as I mentioned in the channel update, the end of February, the end of May, I have a low expectations of my viewership, and I do it based on percentage of the subscriber base. So if I'm still getting 20 to 30 views on a video in a week, that's a good week for me.
Yeah.
You know, I'm expecting
Exactly.
10 to 15. It's just one of those things. You know?
So, yeah, and especially there was that time, what was it, your Queen Elizabeth video was in the top 5 recommended YouTube vids on the search a couple of months back.
Queen Elizabeth.
No, maybe not Elizabeth. Queen
Maybe
Anne, I
Queen
don't
of
know.
Scots.
That was it. See, I was kind of... Okay, I was totally off base.
I
Okay.
didn't realise it was in the recommended in your... Where was that? That's interesting. I never knew that. That would explain partly why it's getting very close to beating the Battle of Hastings as my most popular video since 2016.
Yeah, it was coming up in my recommended for a while. Because maybe just you were getting an influx of searches at that time and it was spiking it on the YouTube algorithm.
Yeah.
Up into the recommended sections for folk who were on the channel but not watching that exact video. So, but no, definitely it was on the recommends for me anyway.
Well, that's lovely. It's one of the videos that's still doing brilliantly well. And 6 Facts I've always classed as the slow burner, and it's certainly proven it with Mary Queen of Scots. So it was 2,800 views now. I only posted on the Facebook at the beginning of the year that had reached 2,000 views, so it's actually getting there really quickly. I still have one little nitty gritty regret and still a pang in my heart. My sister puts up a video 11 years ago, the song in the Roundabout Stop and Play days, Roll Up and Ride and Rosie.
Yeah.
She popped that up, and on those days, obviously YouTube had a lot more views. That's got 250,000 views, that video. My channel's just reached over 200,000 views for nearly 400 videos. So that's the only slight on there.
Yeah. That's the thing. That stuff like that will happen. That is just...
It's the nature of the beast, but it's
Yeah,
it's just a jokey pang, and it's kind of like, oh, if she takes the pee out of it a little bit with the sister, I turn around and say, yeah, just because you got one friggin' video that went completely viral 10 years ago, shut up.
That's the kind of thing that family, at least you can have that joke with her.
Yeah, exactly.
You get to have that kind of like shared interest in a way as well. It's like we both did YouTube, but somehow you spiked up in one video spiked and I didn't, and that's only me 5.
I think she just posted it because she ripped it for something. Just posted up and that was it. It hit 250,000 views. She's got 67 subscribers sitting there. I don't think she knows that. She's got 67 subscribers sitting there for that video. I don't think she realises that. So,
well.
she's not really that YouTube minded anyway. I don't think she'll ever be on the channel, and I won't ask her. We kind of respect each other's
Individualities
and privacy. So, as much as I love my sister to be on the channel, I think there's only one instance she would, and it's just be having the courage and the guts to ask her. And
maybe more like a vlog kind of a vlog kind of scenario. Maybe
she's been heard on a vlog.
Remember, actually, I think you said that
the George Square one. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the one where they'd converted it to the film set for America. Yep.
That's my sister, but That's the only time she's ever been directly or indirectly on the channel in that respect. Oh my god, Playdays, I feel old now. Do you remember the family nest? Yes, we've done a Kidstructor for that. For
That's it, poppins.
Jamie loves the plops in that reaction.
Yep, pop into playlists, go to Kidstructor, have a wee look. You have got a playlist for Kidstructor, yes.
Yes.
Yes, there we go. See, I was presuming, but that's okay. There you go. Pop in, Richard. Richard?
Robert.
God, Robert. Oh, I've got too many chats open, sorry. I've been messaging Richard Young in regards to 3D printing and stuff. So.
Fellow Ghostbuster.
Yeah. So when it's ours and Ghostbusters come together, it's like names start to mix and match. I'm like, no.
Yeah, I know. I get that point completely. You've got a couple of R's in your Ghostbusters set.
Too many R's. Too many with the same name as well.
Yeah. Speaking of Kidstructors and things like that, obviously we talked about Arthur's the situation from the videos I did with Arthur. I'm kind of holding off on Quizstructors and Kidstructors after Turnabout until I can actually get together with people, because one, it's a logistical pain to get people together, but we can record more with people together, and it's not so much of a logistical nightmare when it comes to the technical issues that you get with Zoom. So I'm probably not going to be filming anything like that till August time, mid-August time. But I'll obviously discuss with relevant parties as time goes on. Frey's interested in doing stuff during the week, because obviously his weekend plans are all booked up at the moment, so that's obviously something we can look at. But at the moment, there's going to be no Kidstructors or anything after the Quizstructor until probably October, if I'm honest with you, with that.
Yeah.
But I've got lots coming up. We've got the vlog last week was for Melrose Abbey, which is the first of my Border Abbey vlogs. I finished that in May with the trip to Jedburgh Abbey. That's coming up in August. No, that's coming up September. Next week I've got Kelso Abbey, which was going to be a Patreon special, but because of all the situation we've not been able to put up the Kidstructors last month, I've had to mix things about. So it's actually now just a normal release video. I then have the Doctor Who review of the Sunmakers. I almost forgot that. The Sunmakers, which I'm just finishing the edit of now. Then Turnabout, the last Quizstructor of the 3 we recorded, is up at the end of the month. August, yeah, a lot going on in August. We've got 2 Six Facts, 2 vlogs, so quite a lot going on. So August we have a vlog to Dryburgh Abbey. We've got 6 facts on Gene Roddenberry, because he would have been 100 years old. I've got 6 facts on Sir Walter Scott. I've got a vlog to his home in Abbotsford House. And then we've got the Doctor Who review as always. And I can't remember what the Doctor Who review is going to be again now. I'll keep forgetting. But yeah, it's going to be a busy month. But there's a new channel trailer going to be released this month as well. You've got the clip stream that will come up on Wednesday. I haven't decided what I'm going to pick from this live stream. It's quite a bit to go through. I think I know what I'm going to talk about. I think the chat we've just had about development's probably a nice little clip to finish on.
It would be, yeah.
So I might put that up as your clip stream. So there's lots going on, but if you want to join in, you know where to go. You know the usual bits and pieces. The information's up there. I keep doing that way. How many times I do it? I keep pointing that way, but it's that way. It's always that way. Have a look.
Just put a little arrow on your screen then, and just say point here.
I'm not that technically minded, but yeah, it's a great lineup coming up, and a lot of stuff coming up in the next couple of months, which I'll be working through this month very heavily. I'm about 2 weeks ahead at the moment. Hopefully I'll be able to put that back to 4 or 5 by the next couple of weeks. So yeah, a lot coming up. A lot has been filmed and prepared. I've got to write the 6 facts for next month, and I put out the Prince Philip one last month because I thought, sod it, I'm going to do it, and that's done not too badly, because that was the one I was talking about when I was a bit unsure whether we could do it.
Yeah, because of obviously everything that was going on at the time with the royal family.
Well, he wasn't very well when I was first thinking about postponing it, and then he passed away 2 months later. But I put it up, so
yeah, it'll be a good way to commemorate him.
Yeah, well, it did. It went up. It was supposed to be the day before his birthday, but because of the Kidstructor stuff, it went up the All Living Sunday. So it did go up, but yeah, absolutely. It's been good tonight to be back to more or less normal service. Thank you, Robert, for joining in tonight, as always. Thank you, Jazz, for joining in earlier on. You may catch this later. Hopefully your call to Oz goes well and you have no technical issues. And thank you very much, Arthur, for joining in tonight once more.
No, thank you for having me. Sorry it's been so long. Time just kind of just slipped away from me there for a bit, and I'm like, wow, it's been like 4 months and I haven't been on. I'm like, I really don't know how that happened. So
yeah, well, here's to many more regular visits.
Indeed, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah. But thanks, guys, as always. Just to let you know, as always, if you like this video, don't forget to hit that like button and also share the video with the hashtag Teamstructor. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notifications bell.
Bing!
Thank you. You know what was coming.
I almost forgot the noise, I'll be honest. Almost forgot it.
Always a pleasure, never a chore. Thank you, Robert. Yes, and if you like the video, if you want to hit the notifications bell as well, so you know when a new video comes out. General every Sunday at 4 p.m. GMT. These are on a Sunday at a little bit later time, 6 p.m. GMT at the moment because it's summer in the UK. So it's not too late for us because I know these things last a few hours like this one, but there we are. But yes, also I do have a Patreon. I will start posting the Kidstructors that we've done with Arthur on the Patreon. I'm going to start posting links for them. So go to patreon.com/Deanstructor. They are free. You don't need to actually pay anything for the Patreon, but if you do want to contribute, as little as £1 a month or $1 a month, you can help support the channel and help with promoting it going forward. But until next time, guys, thank you, Arthur. Thank you, Robert. And yes, thanks for watching. And yeah, we'll see you later.
Thank you. Goodbye.
And this is what I can't play it. There we are.